We welcome you to Fitzpatrick Stadium here in Portland, Maine. A pivotal Class A SMAA matchup tonight. 4-2 Portland, the home team tonight. The Bulldogs taking on the 5-1 Scarborough Red Storm. My name is Rob Kennedy alongside Rob Munzing. Playoff positioning at stake here. Both these teams right now in the top four. That would mean a home game come playoff time. The winner of tonight's game would almost guarantee themselves that home berth. So important come the playoffs.
Absolutely, and that's what this is all about here tonight. You'll hear a siren on, in our we're picking up here, and somebody's alarm is going off. But there's an alarm going off for both of these teams too, Rob Kennedy, as they're both on alarm because they both would love to secure a home field advantage here in the playoffs.
Now, looking into this game last week, we figured that would be a battle of 5-1 teams. Actually, Scarborough, no trouble last week taking care of business against Massabesic. But Portland last week going into Biddeford, a team they were very much expected to beat. Biddeford going into the game at 1-4. But Portland did not play well at all against the Tigers in Biddeford, losing 7-0. So tonight's game even more pivotal for the Bulldogs to keep up with Scarborough and maintain that top four positioning. The siren that we were hearing was a siren that was mostly scoreboard based. They have that fixed and ironed out, and they are going to introduce the starters here at Fitzpatrick Stadium.
We'll be doing another intro, Rob.
Oh, are we off?
All right, so that all that needed to do was have a 2 at the end of it, right?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
We welcome you to Fitzpatrick Stadium here in Portland, Maine. A blustery night for football, but a big game in the SMAA between Portland and Scarborough. The host team, the Portland Bulldogs, coming in at 4-2. The Scarborough Red Storm, the visitors, at 5-1. My name is Rob Kennedy. Alongside Rob Munzing tonight, these teams are 3-4 in the SMAA with the current Crabtrees with 2 games remaining. Top 4 positioning means a home game come playoff time. So pivotal, and the winner tonight will almost guarantee themselves a spot. That's what they're playing for this evening.
Absolutely, Rob. This is a pivotal game because you know how it is. Typically, home team, home field advantage is a huge thing here in high school football, and both of these teams would love the opportunity to do that. So it's also good to be playing a meaningful game as we are here tonight as you head into playoff action, Rob. That's what a coach wants. He wants to be playing his best ball at the end of the season. We're towards that end of the season, believe it or not, folks. It seems like just a bit ago we're here to start the season, and now we're playing game number 7, one more week in the regular season, and then we'll be into playoff action.
Now, you make the point about playing your best as the season winds down. That's why this game is so pivotal for the Portland Bulldogs, as they did not play their best last week. We'll talk about that momentarily as we have the national anthem here from Fitzpatrick Stadium. National anthem here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. We were talking about the Portland Bulldogs 4-2 on the season, and it's kind of a surprise that they're 4-2. As we looked at the game last week, both teams 4-1, Scarborough and Portland, we were expecting a battle of 5-1 teams. Scarborough lived up to their end of the bargain, knocked off Massabesic 58-0. Portland, though, went into Biddeford, did not play very well at all, and losing to the Biddeford Tigers 7-0. So you want a team to play its best down the stretch. This is a bounce-back game, and a game for Jim Hartman's Bulldogs to put their best together and get that momentum going once again.
Well, that's exactly what this is going to be all about. And they'd like to get out, to a decent start here. Now, one of the things you want to worry about, Rob, here is we have one of the coldest days that we've had. They haven't had a lot of practice time in this cold weather. We're going to see how that's going to factor in, and that could make a difference as well.
We will have the coin toss. We're having it right now. Kickoff right after this. When we return, you're watching high school football on thepressherald.com.
Is your local school or group looking to raise money?
Our goal at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise you the most amount of money in the shortest period of time, hassle-free.
It's brought in thousands of dollars to our program. It's allowed us to elevate our program to the next level.
The customer service that we get from the employees at Maine Athletic Fundraising, guiding us through the entire fundraiser, is second to none. So we're able to have a great fundraiser, have a great time doing it, involve the community, and at the end of the day, raise the most amount of money in a short period of time.
Every day, thousands of people meet their perfect match online at BerlinCity.com. The car of your dreams is waiting at BerlinCity.com, and the best is yet to come.
We are back with you here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. They have just flipped the coin. Dylan Russo made the call, and it looks like his team has won the toss. They have. The Scarborough Red Storm will start with the football as you see them line up. Scarborough, the black pants, white jerseys, red helmets for the Red Storm. Portland Bulldogs, the black pants, blue jerseys, blue helmets with the Purdue-esque P on the helmets. They'll be kicking the ball away as we go from right to left across your screen. That's the way the Bulldogs will defend. Just mentioned Dylan Russo. He's a guy you're going to hear a lot of tonight. 44 pass attempts on the year. He's completed 22 of them, but he also leads his team in rushing, carrying the ball 33 times for 340 yards, 3 touchdowns, an average of 10.3 yards per carry. Mr. Russo has done it all for this Red Storm team.
Well, we talked about the importance of this game, Rob, and typically it's the old cliche that you get when you go to broadcasting school and you're going to do sports. Big players are here to make big plays in big games. So we'll see how Russo does with that. He's done it consistently throughout his career.
Yeah, the one loss that Scarborough has, no shame in the loss to Thornton Academy. They haven't lost to anybody yet this year. Thornton Academy has not. And Scarborough looked good in that game taking on Thornton. Played well against the Trojans, but just outclassed slightly in several areas. No one area they were dominated by Thornton Academy, but the Trojans just that good. For Portland, one loss on the season to Cheverus, another undefeated team, and of course the one we mentioned last week to Portland, which are looking to bounce back from here tonight.
We're trying to work out our camera adjustments. A little dark here tonight, so we're trying to adjust our camera to get you the very best HD picture. We're glad you're with us wherever you are, and certainly we love our partnership with the Portland Press Herald, Munzing Media, Portland Press Herald, and want to remind you that we will be here tomorrow at Cheverus at 1:20. We'll be on the air for the pregame show as we'll bring you the big game, Cheverus and Thornton Academy.
Kyle Reichert with the ball on the tee. Ben Greenberg on the left side back to return. Kenny Adams there with him for the Red Storm. They stand around their 10-yard line. The Bulldogs huddling up on the 30, getting set to go.
Kind of a bunch return here, Rob, as you see Scarborough lined up, and now they'll break out of it as Portland feints the onside kick.
They had onside kicks against them last week. Biddeford started the game with an onside kick, recovered the football, but then it was given back on a penalty. The ball bounces at the 25-yard line, taken by one of the up men, and that is Dan LeClaire. LeClaire taken down at the 36-yard line, and that is where Dylan Russo, the 6-foot, 175-pound senior, will go to work for his Red Storm.
Well, the Portland defense will look to dig in, and one of the things you're trying to do here is just trying to establish a defensive tempo here. And, of course, conversely, Scarborough would like to get a long drive going here and get into a flow of things as well.
LeClaire is the only man in the backfield. Greg Viola to the far side. He's split out wide. Merrick Madden split out to the near side just a bit. And it is an I formation, 2 men in the backfield now. Kenny Adams is back there as well. Ball at the 36-yard line. Russo, the quarterback, and he will hand the ball off to LeClaire around that left side, getting up to the 39, maybe the 40-yard line, gain of about 3 or 4. Second down and 6 coming up.
Tough 3 yards there for LeClaire off the left side on the power play left side as they came out. Play a little smash face football right out of the gate.
LeClaire is a smash mouth type of player. He's carried the ball 31 times now, 133 yards coming into the contest, 2 touchdowns on the year. He has averaged 4.4 yards a carry. They gave him 3. It is a 2nd and 7 coming up out of that I formation again. Merrick Madden is the man in motion, going from right to left. They hand off to the fullback, little hole in the right side of that line this time, and Kenny Adams gets ahead to the 43-yard line, pick up about 4, and a 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Red Storm.
3rd and 3. You pick up 3 yards, plus every carry, you'll pick yourself up a first down. They leave themselves a manageable situation here on 3rd down.
They break the huddle. Madden to the near side, Viola to the far side. Russo, the quarterback, under center. First third down conversion attempt of the game. Back to pass. Russo goes to the near side. Incomplete. Looks like he got crossed up there with Charlie Rayburn. Rayburn was trying to go to the right side. The pass came into the left, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, Russo tried to just pick up the first down, came to his check down receiver. Ball sealed just a little bit.
And Rayburn had to turn around to try to make that catch. Couldn't do it. So a 3-and-out for Scarborough. Greg Viola back to kick it away. And Zakowski waits for the football on his 24-yard line. Actually, check that. That's Nick Volger back there. Viola, the 6'1", 170-pound junior. He's kicking into a stiff breeze tonight. The wind 16 miles an hour, and the ball dies up there. But it does take a bounce. It happened to touch Stan LeClaire, though, as it bounced, and he stops it at the 34-yard line, and that is where Portland will get its first possession.
Well, Portland did what they wanted. They got the 3-and-out, and they got some field position here as they'll start in decent field position, and they'll go 1st and 10 from there. And now it'll be up to the Red Storm defense to see what they can do to stem the tide. Ryan
Rulin, the sophomore quarterback, 6 foot, 200 pounds, has thrown the ball 40 times on the year. Portland, mostly a rushing team. Volger in the backfield with Justin Zakowski. Javen Young out in the wing to the far side. He is the man in motion coming right across your screen. And there is the pitch to the near side, and that is Volger trying to turn the corner and does cross the 35 to the 37. Slipped the tackle of Merrick Madden, but it was taken down at the 37-yard line. Dylan Russo in on the stop, also 73, Travis Elliott.
Scarborough on a run defense there, as you mentioned, Rob, at the start of the contest. Rulin's thrown about 40-so times, I think you said at the start. And but they're a run team, and you're going to see Scarborough. They're going to line up in the box here and play tough, hard-nosed run defense.
Here's the handoff to Young, trying to find a little bit of a hole. There's not much room there. He may have gotten a yard up to the 40-yard line, but that was tough footing as he tried to dodge around the would-be Scarborough tacklers. Number 70, Eric Woodbury, was part of that tackle. Also 73, Elliott again.
We'll be keeping up to date on scores on Twitter. We're following all the folks around the state of Maine who are covering games tonight. We'll bring those to you as the night unfolds.
Young to the near side. He is out wide with Volger. In the backfield, Zakowski with Ryan Rulin under center. Everyone to the near side. And here's the pitch to the near side, and this is Zakowski crossing the 45, has a first down, still on his feet, still in bounds, where he is shouldered out of bounds by Merrick Madden. And he did not step out of bounds until he was knocked out at the 43-yard line. It's a first down for the Bulldogs, and they are in Scarborough territory.
Well, this is the third Bulldog game we've seen. We have not seen number 32 really do much of any running outside of the tackle box there. That was one of the few times that we've seen him, so that's a scouting adjustment that Coach Hartman has made, and Zakowski got outside, and he did the rip and dip down the sideline, and as you said, had to get knocked out of bounds. He was rambling.
Really walked the tightrope nicely. Volger is the man in motion now. Rulin once again under center. They'll pitch it to Young. Young, without any room in the backfield, spins away from a couple of tacklers. Ball is free, and it popped right into the hand of the Portland player. Still loose, though. And we'll see who comes up with this. The Red Storm had a chance at that in the second attempt. And they do get the football.
Well, that's the cold weather a little bit. That thing looked like, when you take the popcorn thing and you put it on, what was that popcorn you put on there and shake it?
Oh, just a popper. Just stovetop. Or pop.
Yeah. That thing came up there like a kernel.
It did pop up extremely high. A Portland player had a chance to get it as it landed in his hand, but did not secure the football. So Scarborough with the ball on their own 47-yard line.
And that's where the cold comes in, Rob. These kids haven't had a chance really to practice in much cold. That's why, as a former coach, I used to tell my guys, I hope the weather gets bad because we got to go practice in it.
Greenberg is wide to that far side. LeClaire again the tailback. Adams the fullback. Play action, LeClaire. Russo looking far side, does have a man, has Greenberg, goes off his hands, incomplete. He had a step on the defender. Out there wide was Volger, and that would have been a big gainer for the Red Storm had Greenberg been able to hold on.
Yeah, Greenberg beat his man down the left sideline as he ran the fly pattern on the left side. On the third down play, when they went in the flat, they ran a similar pattern. It was wide open, and I wondered if the scouts would, up in the press box, would see it. They did, came right back to it, almost hit it for 6.
So a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Viola to the far side, the near side. Lined up with Javen Young. Greenberg in motion this time. He's going to the far side with Volger following him. Handoff, big hole for LeClaire. LeClaire bursts ahead, crossing midfield. Right around the 48-yard line. Looks like he got 4 or 5, and a third down coming up. stop the clock with 8:19 to go.
I think somebody's got an equipment issue. Zakowski came out, I believe.
They mark him down at the 49-yard line, so it's a 3rd and 6.
Well, just over midfield, Rob, so Scarborough's got a decision to make right off the bat here on this situation. If it's a 2-down territory for them, that'll dictate the 3rd down play. If it's going to be, what do we get here, and then we punt, this will probably be a pass play.
Russo under center, Viola to the far side once again. 3rd and 6. Second 3rd down attempt. Play action once again, and Russo rolling, has a man in the flat. That is complete to Charlie Rabine, and Rabine looks like he is short of the 1st down at the 44-yard line by a couple of yards. We'll see what the Red Storm do here, but it would seem to indicate this is 4-down territory by that play call.
I think so, yes. That play call was a play-action pass, flat pass, more run than pass, actually. It's just a little a pass out in the flat that's meant to be more like a sweep. Pick up some yardage and then get the 4th down and short and then pound it at him and see if he can pick it up.
Russo under center, a threat to take this himself. He only needs a yard on 4th and 1. Bulldogs crowd that line of scrimmage. And the handoff will come to LeClaire, and LeClaire bursts through, has a 1st down, and he is going to have an awful lot more than that. Will they get him before the end zone? They will not. It is a touchdown for the Red Storm. 44 yards on the burst by Dan LeClaire, his 3rd TD of the year.
Well, LeClaire went off the left side. They've had some early success off the left side, and as often happens when you beat a short yardage defense at the 2nd level, you're off to the races, and that's exactly what LeClaire was able to do, and he was able to outrun the secondary, and certainly a big conversion off the turnover here by the Red Storm.
Russo will hold for the kicker, Greg Viola, who's been very good this season. Perfect snap, hold down, the kick is up, and the kick, wait for the signal, is good. So Viola's extra points goes through. It appeared, I thought I saw a signal go up. It did. There's the point on the board. And 7-0 is our score. Scarborough up with 7:08 to go in the 1st quarter.
Well, again, Rob, I don't want to bang on the weather too much, but it does at the end of the season, although we're playing here on turf, but handling the ball, what happens to the ball, it gets brick-like, it gets cold, and you lose that tactile feel for the ball. Your hands don't get moist, and it's a lot difficult to hold on to. You really got to make sure that you have good ball protection when the conditions change. And what happened there? They tried to reverse field there on the fumble. And sometimes what you do is you expose the ball there. When you expose the ball, bad things happen. Pitts Young trying to make something happen, came back, got the ball popped up. Jiffy Pop. That's what I was trying to think of, Rob, way back. Jiffy Pop. The old guy. Sometimes I got to go back through the files. I got a lot more files than I used to 30, 40, 50 years ago.
I'm more of a microwave guy. That Jiffy Pop is kind of going back to my youth.
Yeah.
Not to rub it in, Coach.
Thanks.
Viola's going to kick this away. Volger's back deep to receive by his 7-yard line. And Viola waiting his 32. Now he's set to go. Down the runway he comes, and a nice line drive kick be taken on the far side by Zakowski. Zakowski trying to go up the middle, has a little bit of space, and he's taken down at the 29-yard line. Maybe the 30 is where he got. Tackled on the play by the captain, Nate McClellan.
Well, so Portland's going to look to do, we'll bring him out there. They'll try to get something established here. They had some success outside the tackles, Rob, on that first series, and actually had moved the ball very well. Zakowski had a nice run down the left side. They found themselves some room here. Let's see what they don't come back with. I want to see what Scarborough's got defensively here. They're really packing the box on 1st down.
Brett Howell in the contest. He is the man to the far side wide. Joe Nielsen near side. 2 men on the wings. Young is the man in motion. They'll hand it the other way. Misdirection. Volger, though, is wrapped up and pushed back. Got across the line of scrimmage. Got a couple there. And a good surge by the Red Storm to knock him back. Number 70 in white and red, Eric Woodbury, one of the men in on the tackle.
We've talked about the design of the wing T offense is to have a deception in the backfield. They want you to peek in the backfield. 52 front that time by Scarborough, so it's up to the backers to really read those guards. Those guards will bring you to the football in the wing T, and let's see if Coach Hartman might have a little bit of disguise here. They're going to be a defense this time.
It is a 2nd and 7 officially. And there's Young in motion again. This time they do give him the pitch, and he has some blockers outside, has a little room, and part of the reason why, maybe because there was a hold. Flag goes down, wrapping him up and throwing him out of bounds, Rabine. But that looks like it'll be coming back as an infraction of what to be called on the Bulldogs.
Well, this has been what we've seen as the plight of the Bulldogs here. They have hurt themselves with penalties in the games that we have done down here. This is our third game from Fitzpatrick, and that makes it very, very difficult to maintain continuity of offense when you're having holding penalties or offsides or things of that sort there. They had a big play, again, to the outside on the pitch play.
And it really bit them last week. One of the reasons why they were unable to find the end zone against the Biddeford Tigers was due to penalties.
Early score and a big game up in Central Maine. Lawrence is up on Coney 7-0 early. Spencer Carey, 13-yard touchdown pass.
Robbie Liberty, too, who is playing the game tonight. He was injured last week against Lewiston. Good to see him back because he had some injury issues last year. Hate seeing a kid lose part of his senior year due to injuries, and Liberty in the game tonight. So it is a 2nd down and 17. And Young again, and he is bulldozed in the backfield. Ball came loose, but he was down before that. A jarring tackle by Dan LeClaire for a loss.
Yeah, you can see LeClaire's a real physical player. We saw it on offense. We see it on defense. Good, tough two-way player is LeClaire. You're going to hear his name a lot tonight on both sides of the football.
We passed the halfway mark, 5:54 and counting here in the first quarter. And the Bulldogs in an unenviable 3rd and 18 position here. Howell still out wide to the far side. Zakowski and Volger in the backfield. Volger was the wingman. He is in motion. Rulin rolling out to the far side. He will throw underneath. It is complete near the first down. Zakowski looks like he is a bit short. They may have to measure this. I think he was taken down before the 40-yard line, though, but this is going to be close. They needed 17 or 18 yards. They got almost all of it.
Nicely executed bootleg play that time. The wing T bootleg, fake going to the left, comes back to the right, fullback slides out in the right flat. Rulin did a great job of hitting Zakowski right on the run here. Gave him a chance, put the ball right where he could catch it, put it away and continue his run. And they're going to go for it, I think, here. They've got 4th and short.
4th and less than a yard. Rulin's executed the hard count nicely at times this year.
This will be a good time for it right here, Rob.
Young is wide to the far side. Rulin will take it himself. And looks like on forward progress, even though he's driven back to the 40-yard line, looks like he had it. Only needed a half yard, and I think he got it. We'll see where they spot the football.
Yeah, the spot came in from the near side. You can see the official. We got a good look at him right there, and you can see him waving that right hand, first down.
Good work by the center and the guard on that right side. Make the push forward to allow Rulin the room to run. Conversely,
Rob, the converse of the hard count is the quick count in that situation, because the defense thinks, oh, they're going to hard count. I got to stay back. So what you do is you come up, quick count them, off you go.
Volger is wide to the far side now. 2 men out there, 2 in the backfield again. Zakowski's still there, and he is now in motion. Rulin with it, the handoff, and nothing doing. Scarborough again quickly into the backfield, so quickly it was hard to see which member of the Red Storm made that tackle. I know number 70 was close to that. That's Eric Woodbury.
Yeah, Woodbury was right in there very quickly.
Abe Marr was the unfortunate ball carrier there. His first touch of the football results in no gain and a pretty good wallop by the Red Storm defensive line.
Tried to run a little inside counter. Got some more scores coming in. Gardner's up early, 7-0. They're playing at Madison tonight.
Big game for Madison, especially for playoff hopes, as they're right on the bubble. Volger and Young out wide. There's Zakowski in motion again. They'll try the screen, and that was almost intercepted, but it's complete to that far side. Complete to Volger, and he will get ahead to around the 47-yard line, pick up about 6, so a 3rd and 4 coming up. That pass very close to being picked.
That white streak you saw streaking in was Danny LeClaire. Dan's eyes got as big as saucers there. He was headed 295 northbound. He was headed, and the ball went right through his hands and ended up being a reception.
I was all set to say interception because it looked like for all the world that Rulin pass was about to be picked, but fortune smiling there on the Bulldogs. 3rd and 4 coming up. We'll see if Portland can convert. They have 1 first down in this contest, and now they have 2. Zakowski lowers the head and runs over a Scarborough linebacker. Dylan Russo went down low to try to make the tackle. Nothing doing. Zakowski went by him to the 40-yard line and moves the sticks.
One of the first times they've run north and south with the fullback out of the wing T set. Usually they establish inside and go outside. Tonight they've been outside, and they caught him inside there. Zakowski always runs hard. He very, very seldom, Rob Kennedy, will ever get knocked backwards. So he's always a good give for a coach from the sidelines. Give it to number 32, you'll probably get positive yards.
He averages 6 yards a carry coming into the game. Folger in the wing in motion from left to right. Here's a handoff to Young. Good burst of speed and a little hole there. Young takes advantage and crosses the 35 to the 34-yard line. Russo in on that tackle, as well as Eric Woodbury.
Well, now you're seeing Portland establishing the inside game, inside the tackles there on back-to-back runs. And certainly, they are pleased with this drive right now, but they need a little finish to it, and let's see if they get that.
Second and a short 5 here. Ruin the quarterback. Slow on the handoff, gets it to Zakowski, spins away at the 28-yard line, falls ahead to the 26 for another Portland first down.
Taking some big splits inside, that usually will signal that you want to give the ball up inside there. You're trying to create some natural running seams. That's always a good thing for you folks at home to look at. We'll give you a good look at the line splits, and certainly when you see big line splits, then think that they're going to run north and south. You get the tighter line splits, usually it's an outside play or possibly pass.
Abe Marr comes back in the contest now. Ruin needs second instructions from the coach on the near side. Gets the orders from Jim Hartman. The Bulldogs hurry out of the huddle. They will have to rush here. Folger is out wide once again. Marr is in the backfield. They'll pitch it to him. Abe Marr has some room to the 20-yard line, still on his feet. Dragged down by Russo at the 17-18-yard line. It won't be enough for a first down, but a much better run by Marr than the first time where he was buried at the line of scrimmage.
Well, he got a nice block by Pitts Young to the outside. You saw that. That was the establishing point. If you're going to run outside, you have to set the edge. And if you're on the defense, you want to set the edge from a defensive point of view. That time, Pitts Young won the battle there, set the edge, and a good run by Marr.
Howell wide to the far side. Nielsen to the near side. Second and 1. Marr got 9. They'll hand it to Zakowski. First down for the Bulldogs up to the 12-yard line. Travis Elliott helping to make the stop there with Charlie Rabine.
Yeah, a couple of the big boys fighting over lunch money there after the play. You got to be careful about that. You don't want to be the one to retaliate is typically the one that gets yellow in his face.
1:45, clock rolling here, first quarter. Scarborough a 7-0 lead. 3 in the backfield now for Ryan Rulin. Rulin takes some time with the count, will hand it, and Pitts Young got hit at the line of scrimmage. Looked like he ran right into the back of one of his own players, and that made an easy mess for Travis Elliott to clean up. Loss of a couple there, second and 12.
Yeah, negative plays will set you back and make it harder to continue that play. Lost, 3 on that one. This is a fast-moving first quarter, Rob. Here.
Very quick. 1:10 to go as Howell goes to the far side, Folger to the near side. Young in the backfield with Zakowski. Zakowski on the handoff, trying to cut outside, was knocked down. Looks like 50 Nate McClellan got a shoulder to him and knocked him off stride. Up near the original line of scrimmage to the 12-yard line. Got about 3, maybe 4, third and 9, with 47 seconds to go in the quarter.
That play looked like it had more promise. It looked like they ran a little bit of outside, what we call veer, where they didn't block the defensive end, tried to influence him with the option look and give it up inside. Looked like they were going to get more than they got.
Folger and Zakowski behind quarterback Ryan Rulin. One man wide, that's Nielsen on the near side. And whistles sound. Looks like someone jumped early. Was it offensive movement or a defensive player lined up offside? We're about to find out.
Well, Travis Elliott was in there in a flash, and he either knew the snap count or he got drawn.
He was drawn. Second penalty of the contest against the Bulldogs. Move them back 5 yards to the 17-yard line.
Well, last time they had this situation to pick up the initial first down of this drive, Rob, they went to the fullback in the flat. They hit Zakowski to the right flat on the bootleg play where they fake left, came to the right side. Rulin's right-handed. Throws the ball well on the run, does Ryan. So let's see if they don't come back. The wide side of the field is to the offensive right. So that could be a good play. And we've seen Portland have a propensity to hit that fullback in the flat, as Zakowski's a good runner and catcher.
He's in the backfield with Folger once again. Rulin the quarterback. Nielsen again wide to the near side. It's Young tight in the far side. Right up the middle they go. Rulin ahead crossing the 10-yard line. Down near the 6-yard line. Not quite up near the first down. He needs about 3 more yards. They picked up a chunk there. 9, maybe 10. And that is the way the first quarter is going to end. A fast-moving first quarter. And the difference in the contest, a 44-yard run by Dan LeClaire. That has the Red Storm up 7-0, but Portland knocking at the door. We'll be back for the second quarter after this. You're watching high school football at PressHerald.com.
Is your local school or group looking to raise money?
Our goal at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise you the most amount of money in the shortest period of time, hassle-free.
It's brought in thousands of dollars to our program. It's allowed us to elevate our program to the next level.
The customer service that we get from the employees at Maine Athletic Fundraising, guiding us through the entire fundraiser, is second to none. So we're able to have a great fundraiser, have a great time doing it, involve the community, and at the end of the day, raise the most amount of money in a short period of time.
Every day, thousands of people meet their perfect match online at BerlinCity.com. The car of your dreams is waiting at BerlinCity.com, and the best is yet to come.
Alongside Rob Munzing, I'm Rob Kennedy at Fitzpatrick Stadium. It's fourth down for the Portland Bulldogs. Down a touchdown. They spotted the ball near the 7-yard line. That means they'll need about 3 here. And on a night where it's very difficult to kick, I don't think the option of kicking the field goal has gone through Coach Jim Hartman's mind at all, especially already down 7.
Yeah, I think they want to get this thing tied up if they can, continue the march. And, of course, this would be a big defensive stop here. If Scarborough can come up with the stop, it's going to be 4th and 3, as you said, Rob. And I think you're going to see probably Ruland with the run-pass option on the perimeter. That's my guess here, as they'll probably go some bootleg waggle, something like that, to try to make that happen and give him an option on the flank.
Mara's in the backfield, back in the contest. Zakowski there with him. Also back in the game for the Portland Bulldogs, Aiden Bowe. He's gone out wide to that far side.
Maybe tight end drag left to right.
2 wide on the near side. Young and Volger, and a hard count will get them half the distance to the goal. I don't think it'll be quite enough for the first down, but it's going to help.
Well, now they may be able to come back to that sneak that they just had run at the last play of the quarter.
Of all the teams I've seen this year, Ryan Ruland seems to run that hard count better than anybody else. It seems like every game he lures them in and gets his team some yardage free.
Well, it takes discipline, too, for the rest of your offense. The other 10 guys on offense on that hard count, they've got to freeze up. Make sure they don't get themselves drawn. Ruland's over the sideline. He's going to get some instructions from Coach Hartman. Coach might want to ask for a measurement. If I'm on the sidelines, I'd say, hey, guys, what do you think there?
Where they've marked it seems like a little bit far away to even bother with a measurement, though. They're still looking like a yard shy. But that's just the down marker. The ball's still being held by the referee.
Yeah, They
have not spotted it yet. Now they will.
We'll get in there a little closer. We'll get a look, and now they've got the spot. Let's see what. Yeah, okay, you're right. It's
like the guy on the sideline with the stick was right all along.
He was. Those guys are a lot smarter than you think. Those guys with the sticks.
So 4th and 1 certainly gives you a lot more options as far as the play you call. And the referee's still talking about the spot, it appears. So the Bulldogs broke the huddle, only to find all 5 Zebras circling around the ball. So the Bulldogs will wait.
They want to make sure they get this right, obviously. And you were right on it, Rob. It was 4th and 3.
At the 7-yard line.
So it should have gone
and
half the distance.
To the goal would be around the 3.5. That'd be real close. Well, the ball actually was probably closer to the 6. So, well, they spotted it just shy of the 3. And it is a half-yard shy is what it appears. And you run the hard count again.
Well.
Fool me once.
I think maybe they go quick count sneak.
You're probably right. Ruland snuck the last time. Nope, he's going to roll this time. And he has a little room out there if he can turn the corner. He does. And he's going to be awfully close to the first down. It looks like he has it. Near the 2-yard line. He ran an awful long way to pick up a couple of yards. But that should move the sticks.
Scarborough strung it out very well. Didn't give up much, but he didn't need much, Rob. And what Scarborough wasn't able to do was get the penetration to knock him backwards. He went with the old student body right. They had everybody except the superintendent of school out in front of him. And just to pick up that yardage, and they got just enough for the first down to be 1st and goal.
Kind of a risky call, though, on 4th and 1. Well, all you need is the yard, but it worked.
Well, and also when you run to the flank like that, you can get a hold or you can get something that'll set you back. Big split between the guy and the tackle on the right side.
Zakowski in the backfield. There is Young in motion again. Ruland under center of the quarterback, and the ball fumbled but picked up off the carpet by Zakowski. He won't get anywhere, though. The Bulldogs just happy to retain possession there as they almost coughed it up a second time.
Yeah, that was sandlot left. Not everybody got the drawing in the sand on that one. Boy, that was disjointed from the get-go and the kind of thing that will make you have to take your acid reflux pills if you're the head coach on the sidelines. Coach Hartman swallowed hard on that one.
Especially when you consider that's in the red zone.
Yeah, give the ball to 32 and have him go north and south. That's what I think.
Well, he's the one man in the backfield now, and they're looking for him. Rulin will take it, though, and he will surge toward the goal line. Same idea. It's close. No signal yet. Portland fans are celebrating.
Well, one of the remedies for a poor
touchdown,
a poor mesh, Rob Kennedy in the backfield, is a quarterback sneak. That's what they did with Rulin that time.
It's a 2-yard run for Rulin. Barely over the goal line, but enough to break the plane, and with the extra point upcoming, the Bulldogs can tie it.
Well, kicking's going to be dicey tonight for sure.
And Reichert, the kicker, been fairly reliable this year. Big number 78.
Well, this game going about as advertised, Rob. It was going to be close to the vest with both teams playing hard, and they are.
Rulin gets the snap down the line, drive, kick is good. So we have a tie game. Kind of weird seeing the officials positioning here tonight. Usually they're underneath the goalpost. That's why I'm looking for the signal down there, and they're not. But they are making the signal that the extra point was good by Reichert. 7-7 the score with 11:04 to go here in the second quarter. A great response by the Bulldogs.
Some other scores from around the state. Derigo is ahead 7-6 over Yarmouth. They're late in the first.
That's
touchdown
a game
for the Gardner Tigers, take an early 7-0 lead. Go ahead, Rob.
Yarmouth needs that game tonight as they have had a killer schedule and only been able to pick up one win. Lose tonight, it really becomes a winner-take-all next week against Freeport, something that the defending champs would like to avoid.
Here comes Coney back on Lawrence. Lawrence went up 14-0. 14-6 now, a 69-yard touchdown pass to Taylor Carrier from Ben Lucas. Skowhegan's up 12-0 on EL. That's expected.
Yeah, we're little with just one win on the season.
Local game here. Westbrook leads Falmouth 8-0 after the first quarter.
Westbrook right now leading in the Crabtree standings in the Campbell Conference Class B, a very competitive conference. I think there are 4 teams that are 5-1.
Well, we're 1 week left here in the regular season. Want to let you know that we will have playoff football here for you in the Portland Press Herald, where you're watching this game tonight. And check back with us, and we'll let you know where we'll be, what we'll be doing, and you can count on us here to bring you the very best and live stream high school football. Munsing Media, Portland Press Herald.
Greenberg back deep. Kenny Adams too. And this will bounce and be taken by Adams once he picks it up at the 20-yard line. And kind of precarious there, the way the ball died on the carpet, but Adams did a good job to get possession and go ahead 7 yards. So the 27-yard line is where the Red Storm will start and take the football, tied 7-7.
Yeah, Adams kind of let that thing sit there for just a second before he picked it up. And, of course, after 10 yards, a free ball for anybody. That, as you said, precarious.
Would have thought it would have popped up a little more off the carpet. It didn't. Merrick Madden is the wide man to the far side. Dan LeClaire with that big touchdown run of 44 yards.
And they haven't touched the ball since. That was a good, long answering drive by Portland. Picked up a couple of fourth down conversions, 2 of them big.
Russo, the man under center. LeClaire with the football, and he is swarmed by the Bulldogs near the line of scrimmage. LeClaire may have gotten a yard there, but a lot of boys in black and blue, leaving the black and blue marks on LeClaire.
Yeah, we talked about setting the edge, Rob. That time the defensive edge was set by the Bulldogs. They did a terrific job of setting that up. Nothing to the outside there as LeClaire tried to come off the left side. He had nothing going there at all as that was set very well defensively.
Reichert was there. Also 28, Vernie Gale, who leads the team in tackles, the nose guard. Second down and 10, no gain officially on the play. Russo play action, rolling out to his left and looking downfield, overshoots his intended receiver. That pass intended for number 86, Charlie Rabine. Too high for him, 3rd down and 10 upcoming.
Charlie's saying, take a little bit off the fastball, big boy. That's a little one hard to handle there on a cold night like that. That one sailed a little bit, I think, coming off to the left side of Russo.
Russo's going to have to adjust. Both quarterbacks will because of that stiff breeze. Consistent winds. 16 miles an hour out of the north, so they'll cool you down and also make it very difficult to throw in. 3rd down and 10. Offset I formation, 2 men to that far side. One of them coming in motion, that's Merrick Madden. Madden's over here on the near side, hand off to the fullback. Nothing at all. Big Kyle Reichert celebrates as he gets up off the pile. 4th down coming up for the Red Storm.
Well, it's exactly what you want as a head coach coming off a touchdown. You want a 3-and-out with a dominant performance by your forcing unit, and that's exactly what Coach Hartman got that time, as they gave up the 44-yard touchdown run on the previous drive. This time, 3-and-out.
Folger stands by his own 44-yard line, waiting for Viola to kick it away. The junior punter at his 10 will have the wind at his back this time. High snap, it floats to him. And he'll get a good end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for and muffed. It's on the ground. And a flag coming in as it looked like the Red Storm player too close to the football. And even if the Red Storm did get that on the recovery, Portland will keep possession here, it appears.
Yeah, interfering with the opportunity to make a fair catch. You've got to give him that couple of yard buffer zone there, Robin. It wasn't done. So
it simply looked like the man downfield just didn't know where the punt was.
I think that's exactly what happened. The punt didn't travel nearly as far, probably, as he had hoped it was going to. So we'll see the officials. So
happened to land where he was standing, so kind of hard done by the Scarborough player, but the right call made, and they do call interference. Ball spotted now at the 46-yard line of Scarborough. It looks like that's where they will decline the penalty, as the Bulldogs got the ball back anyway. So 1st down and 10 at the Scarborough 46. The Bulldogs went down 7-0 on the long touchdown run and 4th down by Dan LeClaire at 7:08. With 7:08 remaining, I should say, in the first quarter. But the Bulldogs have tied the game and now in a position here on a short field. Joe Nielsen lines up to the far side. 3 men in the backfield once again. The usual cast of characters: Volger, Zakowski, and Javen Young.
Scarborough in their 52 base defense now here on 1st down.
Lined up straight across the 50-yard line behind Ryan Rulin. Volger goes in motion now to the near side of your screen. Little misdirection to Young, and right there waiting for him, the Scarborough defense, 86, Charlie Rabine, one of the men in on that tackle. That did not fool the Red Storm. Brendan Smith also helped out in that stop.
Well, one of the things out of that base 52 defense that Scarborough is doing, as I had alluded to earlier, Rob, those guards are keying on the tackle. So you wonder if Coach Hartman has got some tricks up his sleeve. One of the tricks that the wing T offenses can do is they can do some misdirection types of plays where they actually pull the guard, have those linebackers follow, and then they sneak the running back right up inside that seam that's vacated.
Brett Howell is the man now to the near side, split out wide. There's the handoff. Zakowski right up the gut. He'll get across the 40-yard line down near the 38. And it looked like a flag came in late. It did. That's usually a face mask, and that is precisely what we have here. So tack on more yardage, enough to move the sticks for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they had Zakowski across the helmet, and I think the hand slipped down on the face mask, and going to add to it probably the 5-yard variety. But we'll see. We'll let him march it off and not speculate on that. Maybe it'll be the big 15-yard one.
He keeps going. That's 15.
He keeps going. He's heading to 295 north.
The Red Storm thought it would just be 5 yards. It's not, and they'll spot the ball down at the 23. So tack on 15. The Bulldogs getting close to the red zone now with 8:43. Clock stopped here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. And they'll start it once the ball is set. Young and Howell near side. To the far side, Nielsen is out there. They hand off up the gut. Zakowski not this time. Taken down at the line of scrimmage by Dylan Russo. Wrapped him up to make the stop.
Yeah, Russo came up late, and give credit to the inside forcing unit there of the Red Storm, as that was a guard trap up inside there, trying to get Zakowski up out of the four-hole to the right of the center there, and it was stuck right there, and certainly when he bounced to the outside, nothing going. Usually that fullback, if he doesn't get it right now, it's not going to be there.
Nielsen back in the game with the play. 2nd and 10 they call it. It's a long 10, though. The run by Zakowski lost a half yard. He's still in the backfield. Young in the wing on the near side. Hollow's out wide. There's Volger going in motion. They'll pitch it to him across the right side. He'll get to the 20, cuts back inside, lost the football, ran into his own man, but it looks like it bounced right back to the Bulldog player, and he holds on to it. 3rd fumble of the contest for the Bulldogs. They have managed to hold on to 2 of them.
Time for Coach Hartman to pass out footballs period 1 in class and have those guys walking around the hallways of Portland High School with a football, making sure they get 2-point protection.
He did manage to get 7 yards on the play, though, and retain possession. So 3rd and 3 in what is clearly 4-down territory for the Bulldogs. But nervous moments here in this tie game. Young shifts out to the far side. Volger and Zakowski still in the backfield for Rulin. This is Zakowski. Has a hole, has some room, has more. Does he have the end zone? He does! Touchdown, Portland Bulldogs. Zakowski from 16 yards out has put Portland on top.
Looked like they ran off tackle veer look where they try to decoy that outside forcing unit into playing option. They sneaked the ball up into the fullback inside. Zakowski got it and then veered off to the right side himself and just got inside the pylon. Good tough run there that time, and that's a big drive there by Portland.
See what I mean? There's no referee down near the goalpost at all. Reichert launches the kick, and it is wide to the right, no goods. The score remains 13-7 after the missed extra point with 7:05 to go here in the first half. Portland with their first lead of the game.
Well, Rob, you pointed out there on the kick, I have not seen that alignment ever.
That's new one on me.
Yeah,
the referee called it from behind the line of scrimmage. He is dead on. He's looking at it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I think with a line drive kicker, it's not really that big a deal, as Reichert's kicks go a long way. They don't go exceptionally high, so it's not like you'd have many opportunities to look up and see if it's going over the goalpost to the right or left.
It's not like they couldn't tell on that one. That was
no.
Obviously wide to the right. Want to let folks know that Tom Chad, the fine sports writer for the Portland Press-Herald, our partner in all this activity, will be with us at halftime. We'll talk about this game, and there's a rumor that there's a game going on tomorrow down in Saco that we might want to talk a little bit about as well.
It's got some mild interest to it.
And that game that we're teasing down there is Chevrolet playing on the road at Thornton Academy, and that's going to be a big game.
You and Jim Toomey will have the call for that contest at 1:20 from Saco. And that has been the one that I think everyone circled from the beginning of the season. Kick quickly, and that will go out of bounds around the 32-yard line. So looked like Portland trying to catch Scarborough unaware, and to no avail, as the Red Storm will get the ball at the 35-yard line with 7:05 to go in the first half.
Well, Scarborough with the first touchdown looked very impressive on that first offensive drive. The 44-yard touchdown run on a 4th and short by LeClaire off to the left side, took it to the house.
I take it back, then make them kick it again.
And then the next two touchdowns, good drives by Portland, sandwiched around a 3-and-out by the defensive unit, has given them this 13-7 lead. And this is probably good strategy, although they could have got the ball at the 35-yard line. They think that they can probably get a decent return here. One of the factors, Rob, kicking against the wind.
That's
Make them kick it again.
He's kicking right into that stiff breeze. Swirling wind out of the north. The Bulldogs back off. Reichert to kick it away once again. Adams and Greenberg back to receive. We'll see if the ball gets to them. There's a good line drive kick. Greenberg at his own 15-yard line. Is he going to make the 35 is the question. And he will. The 35 or 36-yard line. It's a little more punishment there for Greenberg, but they get the ball right around the same spot they would have had they accepted the penalty. Maybe a yard gained.
Not much of a gain. But worth giving it a shot because they get the set up. Didn't lose anything, that's for sure. Didn't lose anything. Lawrence with another touchdown, Rob. I want to let you know Anthony Cimitelli, 3-yard touchdown run. Lawrence 21-6 over Coney, 9:15 left there in the second quarter.
The score as well, Mountain Valley, another game that you can see that the Falcons need to win, down on Greeley 7-0 in the second quarter of that contest. Russo is the quarterback, hands off to LeClaire, has a hole and a pounding put on the defensive player for Portland. That is Zakowski. Bounced off LeClaire, as LeClaire, the Scarborough junior, got the best of that hit and picked up about 6 yards.
Yeah, LeClaire is a good, tough, hard-nosed north and south eye back. Not a lot of deception there with that one. Just a little counter tray as they came with the tailback counter, left side, fullback goes up right. They pull the guard, the tackle, lead through. LeClaire got in behind the horses, got himself a good gain.
Viola wide to the near side. Shotgun set now for Dylan Russo. Russo looking to the right side. Will throw it out there. Finds Greenberg. That's a first down and more. He'll be submarined at the 42-yard line. Zakowski took him down. Or take that back. That is Fagone out there, the sophomore, 5'7", 140 pounds, wearing number 33. But a good gain there for the Red Storm and a first down for Scarborough.
Nicely executed play there. Second medium distance there. Russo threw it right on the numbers of Greenberg. He made able to catch in stride, turn up, and get a good gain after the catch.
Clock rolling, 6:15 to go here in the second quarter, 13-7. Tightly contested game here at Fitzpatrick Stadium as we expected. Shotgun set again. LeClaire next to Russo as quarterback. They'll fake to him. Russo's going to keep it himself. His first run of the game. He was hit near the line of scrimmage, but got away from a Portland player who was holding his jersey and goes ahead to the 38-yard line. Maybe the 37 is where they'll mark him down. Gain of 5. Second down and 5 coming up for Scarborough.
Well, you can see how quick and slippery Russo can be, Rob, as he took it there on the quarterback lead to the right side. Almost at the second level, was able to snake his way away. But he picks up 7 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards. Good gain, first down.
Greenberg will line up wide to the near side now. He'll switch spots with Viola, who goes to the far side. Russo back under center. LeClaire well behind his quarterback. Ball on the 37-yard line. Scarborough in business. They'll run play action. Russo with time, back to pass. Airmails the pass, and this is going to be a touchdown. For the Scarborough Red Storm, Greg Viola, the deep threat for this Red Storm team, is in the end zone for 6. A dart thrown by Dylan Russo.
Oh, Russo put it right on the money, crossing Patton there. I was looking at the formation. I think the Red Storm got away with one because I looked quickly, and I didn't think they had 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. I looked at both of the linesmen. They both had the signal that both end guys were off the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if there was one back in there or not. They could have had 2 tight ends, but what a dot.
Viola will try to add the extra point and give his team the lead. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Red Storm back on top for the second time in the game. 14-13 is the lead with 5:17 to go.
Wow, this one's coming as billed, and certainly two equal teams going after each other. Some good offensive players in this one. Tit for tat. Red Storm got out early. Portland with 2 touchdowns, and now the tie. Go ahead with the kick. Russo on the money to Viola. What a play that was here. That was a dot thrown across as they ran. Receivers from the left receiver went to the right came left there. They crossed up in the secondary, right on the money by Russo.
5th touchdown pass of the season for Russo. 4th touchdown reception for Viola. 6 passes now for almost 200 yards. 6 receptions, I should say, for Viola on the season for 200 yards. So he is the guy they look to when they go deep downfield, and you just saw why.
Good balance by the Red Storm on offense so far here tonight. They've done it running. They've done it passing. Most of Portland's offense has been by the run, but they certainly hit the big pass to convert on the first drive. They completed the pass, get them a 4th down and short that they converted.
Viola to kick it away. Ball on the 40-yard line, and he'll kick with a wind at his back. Zakowski, Volger, and Young all back deep. We'll see who they kick it to. Nice kick deep, and that will be Volger at his 5-yard line right in the middle of the field. Volger crossing the 20-yard line to the 30, has a little bit of space. 2 hands on the football that time as he's dragged down. It looked like the Red Storm going for the strip there, but Volger would not let go and was taken down at the 32.
Plenty of time left here, 5 minutes for Portland to do the whole playbook. They got time for one of those long drives. They've already had a 17-play drive here earlier in this game that took loads of time off the clock. So they'll look to do that again if they can and eat this clock up and maybe get the go-ahead touchdown. They would love to be able to do that, control clock and score.
As they would get the ball back out of the halftime break. All 3 timeouts remaining for both teams. So 1st and 10, 32-yard line. Rulin's going to hand the ball off. Zakowski trying to spin away. Brendan Smith is there. And 3 other members of the Red Storm defense. Nick Pelletier is the man who landed on top of Zakowski and took him down to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Well, tough defense there by the forcing unit of the Red Storm there as they've got a little energy in that forcing unit as they've taken the lead here late. They know what's at stake here. They'd love to get a 3-and-out here, get their offense with some momentum going into the half.
Travis Elliott also in on that stop. 2nd and 10. Nielsen wide, far side. Here is the pitch near side. Volger, he's running into trouble. Cuts through it, though, and crosses the 35-yard line. Down to the 37. Looked like that play was going to be broken up dead in the backfield, but a couple of nifty dance steps by Volger picks him up 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, the guy that looked like he was going to be able to make the play was Nick Pelletier, the linebacker, number 33. He shot the gap that time, but when he shot the gap, Rob, he didn't flatten himself out quickly enough, and he had to pursue from the backside. He'd come back around, and that cut off the inside penetration that you would normally get, the over-the-top flow by the linebacker, not there that time.
Young in the wing is in motion from right to left, goes behind his quarterback. There's the handoff, Zakowski up the middle. First down, Bulldogs to the 46-yard line. Looked like the Red Storm bit on the play going to that far side. The handoff right up the gut for 6 yards.
Well, you can see a little bit about what Portland was coming. They came out early, Rob. What they do, they ran outside, they ran outside, they ran outside. Sometimes you run outside to set something up, and it looked to me like they may have wanted to set up that fullback a slant play there that they're running to Zakowski. That's when he scored the touchdown on, and they just ran it again here to the left side. I want to see how they're blocking that and be able to tell the folks at home what they're doing.
3:38 left, clock ticking here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs here in the second quarter. Pitch again, and dancing again, Volger, this time wrapped up and taken down by Nick Pelletier, the leading tackler coming into this contest for the Red Storm. And that play didn't gain anything, maybe a half yard. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, let's talk about Nick Pelletier on this play, boys and girls. This time he came in, flattened himself out. You saw the difference of that. Flattened himself up, able to make the play for no gain that time, and that's the sign of a good football player. You learn from a mistake. He overpenetrated earlier in the series. This time he flattens out, makes a great tackle, and you can see why he's the leading tackler.
2nd down and 9, they call it. Here's the handoff off the gut. Volger again, dancing, gets across the 45 to the 42-yard line. That is a big gain of 13 if they mark him down at the 41. I think that's where they're going to spot the football. In any case, it will be a Portland first down.
Yeah, you say he was dancing. What you want to do is you want to make sure you take your partner along for the whole dance, and that time Volger covered the ball up there that time, make sure he wasn't going to get stripped as he was in traffic.
And they do spot it at the 41-yard line. So a 1st and 10 once again. The Bulldogs have really done well with possession of the football, time of possession, the one turnover notwithstanding. Folger's the man in motion. Little delay as they hit it off to Young. Young with some room crosses the 35, near the 30, before he is finally taken down by Merrick Madden. And that looks like enough for another Portland first down.
Yeah, Pitch Young really hasn't got going yet tonight. That's probably his first big carry. Been more of a decoy so far tonight. He's been doing a good, solid job blocking. We've seen him on a couple of really good blocks there. He's a big play threat. We've seen that before. He's a house call guy.
Howell's the one man wide to that far side. Abe Marr back in the contest now, number 20 in the backfield. He is the man back there with Zakowski. And they'll hand it to Zakowski, lowering his head once again, and lowers the boom on the Scarborough defense. And that will be another first down as he picks up 11.
Runs like one of those old Vegematics. You know, he just keeps going, chopping. Got to like the way that he moves the pile when he gets into it.
I'll invent a word here. I don't think it will score me any points in Scrabble, although if it counts, it would score a lot of points. That was Zonka-esque.
It's Zonka-esque. Boy, we're dating ourselves with the Vegematic and the Zonka references there. We'll have everybody on Wikipedia here at halftime looking it up.
Anybody under 30 years old, Zonka. Best runner in Miami Dolphins history, arguably, although I'm not sure what kind of argument you'll get.
Number 39.
Here's the handoff up the middle again, and up they're going outside to Young. Young faked me out, faked the Red Storm out, and he will be taken down to the 10-yard line. A flag comes flying in, and it looks like it's going to go against the Red Storm because they were the other ones there, or maybe they might have Nielsen on an illegal block. I just saw him get up.
Well, I'm not sure what it's going to call. It's well away. You probably saw it better than we did from the press box, but that was some great ball handling by Rulin as he was able to outfox everybody there as they faked up inside, they faked to the right, and then they came back to the left on the reverse, hoping to get a big play, and they had a potential big play there. The Red Storm did a decent job of holding the fort there, and then there was a flag down late on the play, so it's going to come back.
I didn't see Nielsen
Spot
there.
foul.
I only saw a Red Storm player, but it was Nielsen. He came away late, who's guilty of the hold. So the spot foul took place at the 16-yard line. They'll move back to the 26. They'll replay the down. 2nd and 19 is what's on the scoreboard. Everyone in tight. There's the handoff once again. And right up the middle is Zakowski, keeping those legs churning. He's a hard man to take down. He's all the way up to the 15-yard line. Timeout called here by the Bulldogs with 1:34 to go. It's their first timeout.
Well, not trying to pick up too much on that one. They know they're in 4-down territory, Rob, so they repeated the first down, so they got a lot of yardage there. They'll have a second and really manageable after that. They're going to have probably a second and about 6 yards to go in 4-down territory, and 1:34 left. That's their first timeout, so they'll have 2 timeouts, I believe, left here in the half. So they've got plenty of time. They can manage this very well, and at the start of the drive, what did we say? There were about 5:16 left, I think, when this drive started. we said what the Portland Bulldogs would like to do is manage the clock, chew the clock up, and get down in the scoring position, maybe get themselves a late touchdown that would run the clock out as well. So that's what they're close to being able to do here. It's been well managed on their part, and now the Red Storm will have to have an answer.
No, when you have the running game the way Portland has tonight and the way the offensive line is played, it really makes it a lot more beneficial for you to be able to kill the clock, and that's what they've done. 1:34 remaining. First half, Volger wide. Pitts Young joins him out there. Mars in the backfield, and Zakowski ever present behind the quarterback, Rulin. Anthony Green, the tight end, now to the near side. Here's Zakowski in motion, everyone to the far side. They'll hand it to Mar. Loses the football, it's loose, and it is picked up by Brendan Smith. A golden opportunity lost by the Portland Bulldogs. The second fumble turned over in the game here by Portland.
Well, what did we say the Red Storm needed? They needed to hold the fort, get themselves a turnover. That's exactly what they did there. And, they tried to cross them up a little bit. They had trips. They ended up motioning to trips, and then they came back to the right side. And the miscommunication on the exchange, the mesh point wasn't there, and the ball lay loose.
And Marr really with nowhere to go either, as with just white jerseys in front of him. So let's see what Scarborough does with 1:34 to go and a 1-point lead. Long field to look at here. Here's the ball on the 15-yard line of Portland. But they have a guy in Russo who can pick up chunks of yardage quickly, and of course do have a long run by LeClaire already in this game for the first Scarborough touchdown back in the first quarter, I should say. He went 44 yards.
Looks like we're getting a clock adjustment here, Rob. Let's see what they do. They're going to
ticking some off now.
Ticking some clock off.
Down to 128, 127. And that's where they'll stop it, at 128. Apparently the clock didn't run in the last play. It didn't because it was 135.
Right, exactly.
So they took off 7 seconds. And now we'll start it at the 15-yard line. I would bet Scarborough conservative here. Sees what they can get in the ground for the first couple of plays, and if they can get it upfield, then maybe tries to score. But most important thing for the Red Storm is don't do what the Bulldogs and turn over the football.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you're going to see some north and south running here with LeClaire. They've had some success with him off tackle.
Adams in the backfield with him. Russo, the quarterback, always a threat to run as well, but no, he's going to pass. Flushed a bit, looking downfield. Did he lose the football? He might have. He did. He was hit from behind. The Bulldogs signal they have it, and they do. Russo rolled out. Lance Johnson, the Red Storm coach, rolling the dice, and it came up snake eyes. Portland with the ball back.
Yeah, they were trying to go top shelf on that one. They want to give Russo a chance to throw the ball downfield. He had some time, but then it broke down. He was going to Viola, I think he was looking for, down the right side. He stepped up in the pocket, and as he stepped up, he got stripped of the ball.
Bernie Gale was the one who made the strip.
The Portland Bulldogs are right back knocking.
And they have the ball at the 14-yard line.
Well, I find number 32 and say, here's a ball.
He's the one man in the backfield, twins to either side of quarterback Ryan Rulin. And the hard count works again. Rulin is a master of executing that. And that'll pick up 5 yards for the Bulldogs and move them up to the 9-yard line.
So let's revisit the Bulldogs timeout situation. 2, I believe they have. 1:19 on the clock, so they're in good shape here. As they pick up 5 there on the penalty. Just inside the 10-yard line, they get a first down.
So it's a 1st and 5, same formation. Young and Howell near side. Nielsen and Volger to the far side. Zakowski the only man in the backfield now. We'll see if they hand the ball to him, and they do. Right up the gut, he lowers his head and runs right into the heart of that Scarborough defense. Couple of yards there, no more. 2nd down and 3 coming up.
Pretty good squeeze that time by the Red Stormers. They were thinking the same thing the old coach was thinking up here. Well, the guy that hasn't fumbled at all and protects the ball pretty good is number 32, so we ought to watch for him, particularly since he's the only guy in the backfield, and they did.
Ball's on the 7-yard line. Joined in the backfield now by Young. There goes Volger in motion. Zakowski again up the gut. Nothing
Need a
at
timeout.
all. And they will take the timeout as he was swallowed up immediately. That time, once again, Travis Elliott in on the stop. Also in there for Scarborough, number 51, Jake McDonald, the 5'10", 175-pound junior.
Well, they tried to run the guard trap up inside. The Red Storm, again, pinched the tackles that time as they came down inside, figuring Zakowski was going to be the ball carrier. Not much there for him, so they're going to have themselves a situation where they're going to have a 3rd down. They've got about 3 yards to go here, and probably 2 down territory, 1 timeout left. So I would expect Rulin to get out on the flank again.
I was going to ask that if you call that rollout pass.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you give them a chance to get out give your athlete a chance to get out on the flat, go from there, and then see what you can make happen with a run-pass option here.
The ball spotted in the middle of the field, so we'll have plenty of room to that right side where he probably will roll out if that's what they're going to send him.
And I don't think you'll see any trickery from Coach Hartman here, because that's been the time that they've had a little trouble managing the football. So I think, Rob, what you're going to see, I would think you're going to see either Zukowski maybe in the flat on a pass with a run-pass option.
3 in the backfield. Across they go, Volger, Zukowski, and Young. Rulin the quarterback, Nielsen the lone wideout to the far side. 3rd down, Rulin takes it himself, surges ahead near the goal line.
They get the ball down.
And they lose the football. Scarborough says that he did, and he did. Fumble recovered by the Red Storm at the 1-yard line as the teams play hot potato in the red zone.
As the song said, strange days indeed.
Most peculiar, Mama.
Wow. 3 turnovers in the course of a minute and 15 seconds.
Unbelievable. Just watch the team just kind of play with the ball and pass it back and forth. And I guess the one good thing for both teams is there's the end of the first half, not the second.
Weather, folks always used to say when I was coaching, do you worry about the weather and da-da-da-da-da. And when you get a weather change, when it gets cold and you haven't practiced in it, that's troublesome. You can't make that happen in practice.
Maybe we'll see a safety here. Wouldn't that just be the ticket? Right up the middle, and it won't be a safety, as out of the end zone is Dan LeClaire.
Yeah, you want to just hold on the football. They may not have to run another play. Let's see if they get to 25.
Portland will use their timeout with the ball so close to the goal line. You might as well.
the way that the thing's been falling out of there, you might as well use your timeout. Let me get back to the weather. If you just listened to us for the first time, I spent a fair amount of time on the sidelines getting acid reflux over the course of 25 years as I coached at Gardner High School. And you could duplicate certain things in weather, Rob. You could, if it was a sunny day, but you knew that the game day was going to be wet, we'd bring a bucket of water. We put all the footballs in water and practice with footballs in the wet condition. I can remember one time that it was going to be a rainy day, and we hadn't practiced in the rain, so I had our the guy that did the field maintenance turn the sprinkler system on so we could practice. And they thought I was nuts. They wanted to check me in the AM high. But the thing is, you got to practice in those conditions. But you know what you can't duplicate? You can't practice in a walk-in cooler. You can't make it cool, and if it's warm. So that's problematic. So sometimes what I would do is we'd have a night practice. When we were going to get the weather change.
I drove by Winthrop High School last night. That's precisely what Joel Staunton was doing with his Ramblers.
Then you got it.
And I'm out there at 8 o'clock at night to simulate the cold weather they're playing in this weekend. So 2nd down, ball on the 2-yard line. They'll hand it to LeClaire again. He's out of the end zone. That's the important thing, and that will probably do it for the half. I don't see why Scarborough would call timeout here as they'll wind the clock. And they look content to take that 1-point lead into the locker room on what's been a very hard-fought first half. Some mistakes by the Portland Bulldogs. They fumbled the ball 5 times. And they've lost it 3 of those times, twice in the red zone, twice within the last couple of minutes of the first half, and that's probably more than anything else the reason why they're on the low end of the 14-13 score line. We are at the half. Coming up, our halftime show. We'll recap the scoring, and we'll do so right after this. You're watching high school football on PressHerald.com.
Is your local school or group looking to raise money?
Our goal at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise you the most amount of money in the shortest period of time, hassle-free.
It's brought in thousands of dollars to our program. It's allowed us to elevate our program to the next level.
The customer service that we get from the employees at Maine Athletic Fundraising, guiding us through the entire fundraiser, is second to none. So we're able to have a great fundraiser, have a great time doing it, involve the community, and at the end of the day, raise the most amount of money in a short period of time.
Every day, thousands of people meet their perfect match online at BerlinCity.com. The car of your dreams is waiting at BerlinCity.com, and the best is yet to come.
There's your scoreboard at Fitzpatrick Stadium. We've come to the half here on a blustery and chilly night in Portland that sees the home team down 14-13. The Bulldogs trailing the visiting Scarborough Red Storm. Well, Scarborough got it going first off a turnover. 4th down and 1. They got 1 and 43 more by Dan LeClaire. A 44-yard touchdown run. Viola with the kick. It was 7-0. That's the way the first quarter ended. Portland with the first 2 touchdowns of the second quarter, a 2-yard Ryan Rulin run. Made it 7-7. Reichert's kick was good. And then a 16-yard run by Justin Zakowski with 7:05 left to go in that first half. This time the kick by Reichert no good. It was 13-7. And a 37-yard dart, I should say, from Dylan Russo to Viola. With 5:17 to go in the half, Viola's kick made it 14-13, and that is where we stand right now at the half. An opportunity lost for the Portland Bulldogs, though. You actually have to say 2 opportunities lost, as they lost the football on a fumble, got it back after a fumble by Dylan Russo, and then lost it again on a Rulin fumble near the goal line. And 2 chances to score in the red zone as time expired in that first half go by the wayside. The good news for Portland, though, at least they do get the football back.
Well, they'll be looking to both teams will be looking to protect the football in the second half, but this thing, as promised, probably going right down the wire. Last possession.
We'll take a look at some stats and have a more recap after this. You're watching high school football on PressHerald.com.
Is your local school or group looking to raise money?
Our goal at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise you the most amount of money in the shortest period of time, hassle-free.
It's brought in thousands of dollars to our program. It's allowed us to elevate our program to the next level.
The customer service that we get from the employees at Maine Athletic Fundraising, guiding us through the entire fundraiser, is second to none. So we're able to have a great fundraiser, have a great time doing it, involve the community, and at the end of the day, raise the most amount of money in a short period of time.
Every day, thousands of people meet their perfect match online at BerlinCity.com. The car of your dreams is waiting at BerlinCity.com, and the best is yet to come.
Welcome back to Fitzpatrick Stadium. Rob Munsing. I'm joined here by Tom Chathfine, sports writer for the Portland Press Herald. Tom, this game's been a game of giveaways.
Sure has. Portland's, lost 3 fumbles. Scarborough almost did cough it up right on the goal line, but then they got it back. So, yeah, they can't hold on the ball. Maybe it's the cold weather. But it looks like it's going to go right down to the wire. You got some good athletes on both teams. Portland's got some real shifty runners. And, of course, Scarborough's got the Dylan Russo, who can make things happen at quarterback, and Dan LeClaire, and he's got some good receivers too.
Yeah, Viola, that was a beautiful dart he threw there for the touchdown, right on the money.
Nice post pat. Was that what you call a post
It
pat?
was a kind of a
back
crossing.
in the Gardner days?
Back in the Gardner days, right, exactly. I've been alluding to that a little bit, mostly talking about the acid reflux I used to get on the sidelines. I think both coaches going with that. Ball protection is paramount to the success of any football team, and that's the thing that both coaches are going to be able to talk about at halftime. Saying, listen, guys, protect that rock. We know it's cold out there. Make sure you get your 2-point protection. You get in traffic, add that other arm on there.
Right.
Hold on the football. One of the hard things to do, Tom, and I was alluding to it in the broadcast. Rob Kennedy and I were talking. As a coach, you can't duplicate cold. You can duplicate rain, you can duplicate other things, but you can't duplicate cold. You can't go into a walk-in freezer and practice. So you have to make sure that when you have these conditions like that, you stress to the kids, listen, it's going to be a little bit different out there, and make sure you're protecting the ball. It won't take them long to get used to the conditions. I'm hoping for both teams there that they're able to do it tonight here. But I think you're right. I think this is going to come down. It's going to be probably whoever's got the ball last and can either make a stop or get a score. I think we're going to be looking at this type of game, a 28-27 game here coming out in the second half. So, the fans are seeing a great game here tonight, and certainly lots of premier athletes here. Talking about premier athletes, Tom, you and I will both be down at Thornton Academy tomorrow, and certainly fans, if you can't get down to Thornton Academy, we want to let you know we'll be on the air at about 1:20 tomorrow on the Portland Press Herald. You can catch that game. Billed as the game of the year for sure, Tom.
Oh, yeah, 2 6-0 teams. They've lived up to preseason predictions. Like you said, both teams have outstanding athletes. Thornton's got their skilled people are big kids, big, strong kids, hard runners. And, of course, Chevrolet has got Donald Goodrich, who may be the best running back in the state. Scored 5 touchdowns last year in the state game.
As a backup.
As a backup, yeah, for Spencer Cook. Chevrolet, there's not a lot of, guesswork in what they run, but they run it. We've been doing it for his whole career. John Wolfkin running the sweep, running the trap, occasional pass here and there, and great defense. They just they don't beat themselves, and at least they haven't this year. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
I think everybody was circling this game very early in the season as soon as they saw the date of it. I knew we were, and I knew it was the first game that we scheduled on our streaming. I want to make sure that we are available for that, and so we're certainly glad that we're going to be able. I got a contact by a woman in Texas. She's a big Thornton Academy fan, and she says she can't wait to watch the game tomorrow on the newspaper. She's so thrilled that she's going to be able to see it, and we expect a huge audience at the game and, of course, online. So we're certainly tickled that we're going to be able to bring that game out.
Yeah, I'm interested to see
everybody.
what kind. I know they're going to get a great crowd. I'm just curious to see how big a crowd they're going to get. There'll be a lot of people not connected with either school that show up for the games, both old and young, I would imagine.
Oh, I think so. And the weather looks like it's going to cooperate, and it'll be 50-ish, a good fall football day, and certainly it's going to be great crowds. So we're going to get there early. We'll be on, I said, at 1:20, and Tom will join us tomorrow. Pre-game, halftime, post-game, overnight, whatever we need here. It's a big game we got. It's going to be an exciting day for high school football here in the state of Maine, because this is the time of year that things start to matter. And, the neat thing about this game is I don't think it's a pressure-packed game, Tom, because let's be honest, both these teams are going postseason, and probably
meet again,
destined to meet again,
like they did last year in the Western Maine Final, most likely. I mean, it's not a do-or-die game. You lose it, you got another one to play, and you got to look forward to the playoffs.
Yeah, you'd certainly like to be able to play the Western A Final at your place, and certainly both teams have huge home field advantages.
I think the game is more important for Thornton because they've got to believe they can beat Cheverus.
Yeah.
They haven't done it yet. So, if they don't, well, there's always the next meeting, and they could. But you beat a team, it gives you confidence you can do it again.
Exactly. Conversely, I'll play devil's advocate on this one. What's the old saying? The axiom says it's hard to beat a good team twice. So, that's but I think, if you had your druthers, you'd like to win both of them.
Yeah. And Thornton's been knocking on the door for several years. And this is, a veteran team, especially in the skill position. So we shall see. But I think it will be, it should be a great game.
So, as we said, this game coming up here in the second half, we expect a down-to-the-wire game. And I think the team that limits turnovers here in the second half, it's cliche, but it's been the big factor here. Either one of these teams could have been ahead a decent amount. Portland going down, they run the final 5 minutes off. They score at the end of the half. They grab the momentum. Right now, nobody's got momentum. Nobody's got anything because they're both frustrated.
Can't hold on to the ball.
Exactly right. So it's going to come down.
I look for Scarborough maybe to open it up more in the second half.
Yeah.
They've got some great receivers, and Dylan and Russo can throw the ball. Plus, he can scramble too. So. It may be tough. He may have a tougher time scrambling against Portland because Portland's got some quick athletes.
Yeah, they do. They got some athletes to match up. Well, Tom, we look forward to seeing you at the game tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by here tonight, and let our folks know we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have about 5 minutes probably left here before the teams come back, and we'll see you for second half action. Thanks again, Tom.
Thanks, Rob.
Rob Kennedy alongside Rob Munzing here at Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland. You saw the score, 14-13, 2:40 on the clock. They just put that up, and if there's ever a night where that mandated 3-minute stretch time is necessary, it is a night like this. Blustery and cool, the coldest night we've had for football season by far here this year. Temperature at kickoff was 46 degrees. I'll check momentarily and see what it's gone down to, but the wind has not died down at all. It's blowing out of the north at 15 miles an hour, and we are officially down to 43 degrees now, at least at the Jetport, not far from where we stand here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. The Bulldogs get the ball back, probably a good thing, as they fumbled 5 times in the first half, lost 3 of those fumbles, 2 in the last minute and a half of play, both in the red zone. Biggest reason why, outside of a missed extra point, they are down a point in this contest. But you got to get your confidence back. Sometimes when you fumble the football, especially an epidemic of 5 fumbles, that's as much mental as it is anything else.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things you can do is you can talk about protection of the football here at halftime, and I'm sure that Coach Hartman has done that. And, you know, part of the remedy for that is making sure that you're extra cautious with the football. Some of those fumbles occurred on mesh points where the quarterback goes to get the ball to the running back. A couple of times they messed up on there. A couple of times it was trying to get extra yardage. That's always a good thing to try to do as a running back, but you got to make sure you protect that rock. That rock is gold, as we used to say back in the old coaching ranks, and you got to protect that thing, not turn the ball over. And certainly, I think the team that limits that in the second half is probably going to come out of here with a victory. And let's not forget what's at stake here. They're looking at the potential for a home playoff game.
Especially when you consider that Portland really needs this, as they'll take on South Portland, their rival, next week. Scarborough has Gorham, which you would feel would be a fairly easy win for the Red Storm, but the winner of this game tonight would sew up at least the 4 spot and probably the 3 spot overall by winning this contest.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Rob, certainly in looking ahead. You know, South Portland's been a little up and down this year.
Getting killed tonight.
But, you know, they're behind the 8 ball here tonight as well. So we want to let you know that we'll be back here to Fitzpatrick Stadium, potentially for a playoff game, but for sure on Turkey Day, as the Portland Press Herald will team up with us, Munzing Media, and we will stream for the second consecutive year. The Thanksgiving Day game, that's always a festive occasion here, and really the only time this year that Deering and Portland have met. Usually that would be the second game of the season between the two teams. But
it's kind of funny how it's worked out this year, as they played in the preseason the week before the season opened up, and then they'll play the week after the season officially shuts down. So no real games this year as far as ones that count in the standings, but I have a feeling like last year, the Thanksgiving Day game will be treated like a real game between these two teams.
Oh, sure, absolutely. They'll be getting after each other. They'll be.
And Deering's certainly come a long way after an atrocious start. They are 2-4 on the season, winning their last 2, and they're all over South Portland tonight at home, 48-6 at the half. So Deering has really come a long way. The bad news for them, they have Cheverus next week, and they're at Cheverus for that, so that's always a tough one for the Rams to play, but they might be able to creep their way into the playoffs with those 3 wins. We'll see.
Well, and they may catch Cheverus, depending on what happens tomorrow, in a precarious situation.
Maybe.
Whether, you know, certainly Deering's probably hoping for a Cheverus win, I would think, because they would like the opportunity to end that win streak. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into this second half.
They'll kick the ball away. Greg Viola has the ball in the air, and Volger takes it from his 10-yard line. Nick Volger crosses the 20, has some room, wrapped up around the 30. Good hit to fly in and make that tackle by number 27 for Scarborough, who is not, unfortunately, on the roster.
Well, there was a good chance for a run there and a decent return. Anytime you get up over the 30-yard line, you start there. You feel you've done your job as a returner. And certainly we'll see what they come out with here. And the 5 fumbles in the first half have been destroying this offense. Portland really could have had the lead right now, but they get the ball here, a new half. Fresh start. Let's see where they go.
They have controlled time of possession in this contest. They have really moved the ball well on the ground. And there's a handoff up the middle to Zakowski, lowering his head, and doesn't get very much at all, crossing the line of scrimmage. He was hit there immediately by number 75 out there in white, Alex Miller, the 6'1", 205-pound senior.
Well, certainly the stakes are the same here. For the Red Storm, what they want is a 3-and-out, because they don't want field position to change here. They'd like to get a 3-and-out, and what it will force Portland to do is kick against the wind. And as Rob told you, coming back here for the second half, it's a factor.
Anthony Green goes out wide to the far side. 2 men in the backfield now. Near side is Joe Nielsen. Volger is the man in motion. He'll hand the ball off. It is Zakowski again, it appears, and He's hit around the 35-yard line, driven back, gained about 3, 3rd and 6 coming up for the Bulldogs. And once again, in on the tackle, 75, Alex Miller.
Yeah, good back-to-back plays by Miller inside from his left defensive tackle position in that 52 defense.
He is there alongside Travis Elliott. Those two tackles making life miserable in the last couple of plays for Zukowski. So 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Young back in the backfield now with Zukowski. Volger's the man in motion coming right at you. Cross your screen. Rulin will roll out to the right side. He looks downfield, and he'll dump it underneath, trying to find the outlet receiver, Zukowski. He wanted Nielsen downfield, but Ben Greenberg, outstanding coverage downfield on Nielsen. That'll force the incompletion and 4th down coming up. A punting situation. Scarborough got there 3 and out.
Yeah, Merrick Madden also came in late on the flat coverage on Zukowski as he came into the picture very late there, closed that pass off, and it caused Rulin to have to throw the ball away.
So Reichert back to punt. And Russo will return this as he stands at his own 31-yard line as he's backed up a little bit. Reichert kicking against the wind. The big lineman / punter, and also place kicker for this Portland team. They await the snap, low snap, it bounces, Reichert bobbles it, and he does get it away, and it's a good one, all things considered. Russo bobbles it at the 36-yard line, and he's wrapped up there. So really a couple unlikely things happening. The first, the good punt after the low bouncing snap off the carpet by Reichert, then Russo muffing it, but holding on and getting some forward progress.
Well, Reichert, you set that up perfectly, Rob Kennedy, the lineman punter, and sometimes coaches will frown upon that because you like to put a ball athlete back as your punter for those situations right like that. Reichert did a terrific job of taking the low snap, fielding the bounce, and then getting off a really, really solid punt.
Pretty safe hands by the big man. Out wide is Dan LeClaire this time. We haven't seen him lined up out there.
Empty backfield, that's why.
Dylan Russo, the only one back there. He's in the shotgun set, 2 tight ends, 2 men wide to the far side. In the backfield quickly are the Bulldogs. He's flushed and skips the pass to the near side to Viola. So he's being chased down. It looked like Jake Fogle in the backfield.
Well, they emptied the backfield and wanted to let Russo create. Tom Chad hinted at this during our halftime discussion that they may put the ball into Russo's hands a little more, let a great athlete make some plays there. That time the Bulldogs shut it off.
He really has not been very effective in this contest, has Russo. Most of the damage on the ground done by LeClaire. He did throw that 1 dart overall. That's been his highlight. Long pass to Viola, and that was picture perfect. Second touchdown of the game for the Red Storm. Here's Russo again. He's flushed. We'll go over the middle. It is deflected. Ball's in the air. And it came near a Portland player. Closest man to getting that interception was number 66. Dominic DeMillo was out there. He didn't see it, and the ball skipped off the turf, 3rd down.
Well, that thing went up in the air. It's anybody's ball. You can see what the strategy is by the Red Storm. Get the ball to Russo, let him create. Well, so far, Portland's had an answer on these 2 plays, Rob.
So a 3rd down and 10 coming up. You can't give Russo very much, though, as he showed in the second quarter. He can burn you if you give him time and a man downfield. Viola on the near side lined up with Young. That's a good one-on-one battle. He'll fake the handoff Greenberg. Downfield, Russo has a man off the hands of Chris Sear. Sear got turned around. Looks like he looked over the wrong shoulder. The ball came over his right shoulder. He had turned left.
Yeah, I think Sear had to turn back to it, and occasionally when you do that, what'll happen here, he may have got the lights right in his eyes. That happens, at high school stadiums a lot, Rob, because the lights aren't as high as in a professional stadium, so lots of times you'll turn around, those lights will be just like a big sun in your eyes, and I think that's what happened.
Russo put the ball right on target that time, but Sear, the big junior, just couldn't gather it in. So Viola back to punt it away to Volger, who stands at his 30-yard line. High punt. Volger says get away from this, and it takes a Portland bounce. It'll be touched around the 38-yard line and stopped there. Scarborough's number 42 on the touch, Brandon Watkins, and Portland with the ball back again, trailing 14-13 with 9:51 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, both defenses 3 and out. So it's turned into a defensive struggle here. So now what you have to do offensively is say, all right, what are we going to establish here? So Portland will come out with the chance right here after their 3 and out to say, okay, what do we feel we can do? And they're right back in their basic wing T, split end wing back, 2 backs.
Sikowski and Volger, the 2 men in the backfield. Young, he is the man in motion. He taps his quarterback going by, and the toss will go out to Volger. Turns the corner, has some room, skips through the defense, and Volger may take this to the house. That is precisely what he's going to do. It's a touchdown for the Portland Bulldogs that goes 63 yards.
Well, Volger got some great blocking out there on the left side, and he did a great thing. As he got to the left side, they came flying after him, and he was able to cut it back against the green and take it to the house. They went right back, Rob. When I said you go back to what you had planned on doing, that was one of the first plays that we saw them run in the football game. They came right back, base offense, came with the speed play left side. Volger took it to the house. Great touchdown run from the 38-yard line. So that's a big, big run there. I've got it at 62 yards.
We'll call it 62. Volger's longest run of the season and his second rushing touchdown. They will go for 2 here. Up 19-14. Rulin's rolling left, looking into the end zone, throws it, deflected, and knocked away from the dive of Pitts Young, who tried to take it off the deflection. So it's no good, and the Bulldogs will keep that 5-point lead, 19-14, with 9:39 to go in the third quarter.
Well, an answering statement right there by the Portland offense, a 62-yard touchdown run by Vogel on the toss speed left side as he outran the secondary, cut it back against the green, and he was not to be caught there as he got some great blocking out on the left side.
We've seen some big plays in this game. The 44-yard touchdown run by Dan LeClaire in the first quarter. That gave Scarborough the lead. Of course, the 37-yard pass from Russo to Viola, which gave Scarborough the lead that's been taken back on the 62-yard Volger touchdown run.
Well, to recap that halftime score at Lawrence 21, Coney 6 in the big game up in Class A East tonight.
Another big game in the East is kind of a surprise. 6-0 Foxcroft, who's been killing everyone this year, down at the half 13-0 at Bucksport. Always tough to go in and play at Bucksport.
Yeah, you go in there, face the Joel Stanky team, and I'm telling you, you better get ready to strap them up. Joel's a terrific coach for a lot of years and a lot of situations. I first met Joel as a assistant when he was at Bangor, and he terrific guy. Got to coach in Lobster Bowl with him. Really good offensive mind. Those Bucks believe in him.
Greenberg and LeClaire back deep. And here is the kick. Reichert kicks it, and it looks like it's going to dive over that sideline out of bounds.
Well,
it's the second time that's happened to Portland. Last time Scarborough said kick it again. We'll see if they do the same. Looks like they will as the return team stays out there. And same direction. Reichert's kicking into the wind, so Coach Lance Johnson says, sure, put it back on the 35-yard line, and let's have a do-over.
Grilly had a pick 6 for a touchdown, makes it 28-0 over Mountain Valley there in the second half of that game. Bonnie Eagles 7-6 over Kennebunk there in the third quarter.
Good game there tonight. Is that game taking place in Standish this evening? Kennebunk is surprising 3-3.
Biddeford 15-0 over Gorham. That's at the half. Biddeford with a big win, a surprise win last week over these Portland Bulldogs. A lot of people were surprised by that. Biddeford coming on this season after a winless season last year. They've got it back together there in the Tigers. They've got a lot of pride down there in Tiger Town South.
They do win the game tonight. They keep their faint playoff hopes alive. This will stay inbounds. Will be taken down by Kenny Adams. Adams at the 15-yard line, revving the engines across the 30. And once again, right to the 35, although he keeps the legs moving and pushes the pile forward to the 39-yard line. It looked like he was going to start things off at the 35, as what happened last time, but that effort continued the play and gained him 4 more yards.
Yeah, good push there by the blockers, as well as they stayed with their blocks and able to pick up 5 extra yards here. So now we come down to the situation for the Red Storm. What do they have on offense? They went 3 and out in their first possession. Can they match the score by the Bulldogs? Let's see where they go. They went exclusively with Dylan Russo for the 3 and out. Let's see if they don't go back and get LeClaire a couple of touches now.
He is in the backfield with Adams. Viola wide to that far side. He's looking toward Viola is Russo and finds him at the 45-yard line. Stutter step inside. Will take it out to the 48. Looks like a 9-yard gain there off the quick pass. Russo to Viola, 2nd and 1 coming up for the Red Storm.
Well, they've made a determination that Russo's going to be their trigger guy here in the second half. And they came right out of the chute here and get the ball out to the right side on a quick little hitch pass. Picked up 8 or 9 yards on that one, giving themselves 2nd and short.
Makes for a tough job for Javen Young out there in single coverage so far with Viola. 2nd and a long one upcoming. At offset eye. The man in motion is Madden. He'll pitch it to the near side. Dan LeClaire. LeClaire stutter steps, wrapped up, and looks like he did not get midfield. He didn't. Hits just shy of the first down. And I think it was Fogel, 59, who did that. And knocked him backwards.
Well, there was good swarm on that from the Portland Bulldog defense there as LeClaire was trying to square it up in the hole, cut back against the grain. But there wasn't anything there as the pursuit came inside out and closed that door very, very quickly.
And it was Fogel, although he's wearing 54 tonight, not 59, as he's on the roster. One of the leading tacklers on this Portland team. There's a 3rd and 1 coming up. Now move the man in the backfield, handoff LeClaire once again, and this time he makes the contact and drags the Portland player Abe Marr. Marr, right place, right time, but LeClaire, 6 foot, 195 pounds, too strong, moves the sticks for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, they were in counter tray again for the second time, back to the left side again. They start the action right side. Tailback takes a step that way, then comes back to his left. Gatto kick out, tackle, lead through, and good situational running there by LeClaire. Knew what he needed and got it.
Scarborough quickly pitch it out to the far side. LeClaire once again cuts inside, hit at the 42-yard line, and this time it is the Red Storm grinding it out. Zakowski on the tackle, but it's a 5-yard gain for LeClaire.
Yeah, nothing sexy about that one right there. That's just a toss right side. You hit it, Rob. They went on a quick count, ran the power toss right side. That's not a sweep. It's a power toss. They look to turn it up inside, get the running lane, get north and south with LeClaire. He's best when he's going downhill at you.
As a Portland fan, you worry a little bit if they do establish the run, how that might open things up for the arm of Russo. 2nd and 5. Viola to the far side. A wing out there in the I formation. The fullback is the one moving, and he gets the football, and that is Kenny Adams. Adams wrapped up at the 39-yard line, driven back. Gets a couple of yards. And a 3rd and 4 coming up for Scarborough now with 7:04 and counting to go in the third quarter. A 19-14 Portland lead in this seesaw battle.
Yeah, we call those fullback token carries. And the fullback, is primarily a blocker. But this time you get a little guard trap up inside there just to keep the defense honest.
So it is a 3rd and just under 4. It's a long 3 is what they're calling it. And they'll go shotgun set. LeClaire next to his quarterback, Russo. In motion, the high snap. Russo takes it, but he's being chased. Everyone's in the backfield, and Russo will be sacked. Just take your pick is which Portland Bulldog got him. Reichert was there. Zakowski was there. Several others as well. Marcus Robertson. That play doomed from the start on the high snap to Russo.
Yeah, we call those start bad, get worse immediately. That's exactly what happened there. The snap was high. Russo tried to make something happen. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that. Never got a chance to look downfield and got swarmed under very, very quickly in the good pursuit by the Bulldogs.
Across the halfway mark of the quarters, Viola kicks it away once again. Back to receive Volger. He stands by his 24-yard line. End-over-end kick. He'll have to chase this one down as it bounces down inside the 10 and goes out of bounds around the 8-yard line. So that was a very well-angled kick from Greg Viola and gives the Portland Bulldogs a long field to start with 5:48 to go in the third.
Well, we'll see if the Bulldogs come back out. Last time out, they got back base offense and hit the big touchdown run, the 62-yard touchdown run. We'll see what they come back out in. I expect them to be able to want to take care of the football here, Rob. That's paramount in this situation right here.
And just joining us, the Bulldogs fumbled 5 times in the first quarter, or the first half, I should say, and lost 3 of those, 2 coming in the red zone at the end of the half. They fumbled, got a gift when Russo's fumble was recovered by the Bulldogs, and then fumbled again. It's the I formation now. Young is in the wing. Now they're offset in that backfield. Young is the man in motion. And they will hand it. Zakowski has a bit of a seam, crosses the 15-yard line to the 18. Looks like he got about 9 there, short of the first down by a yard or so. Second and short coming for Portland.
That fullback slash over the left side has been one of their bread and butter plays so far tonight, and you can see why they went to it deep in their own territory. It's a sure football play, and that's what they wanted to do to get themselves out of the shadow of their end zone.
They gave him 8, second and 2. Zakowski in the backfield, 2 in the wing. And 2 receivers wide to each side. Rulin fakes, will keep it himself, tries to go outside. Young throws a block for him to spring the quarterback for the first down. And he's out of bounds around the 26-yard line, so give him a gain of 9. That'll move the sticks for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you called it, Rob. Pitch Young late came back off his initial block, and as Rulin kept on the right side, came back late, and good athletic play to get his head across in front. That looked like it had the potential for a clip, but he did a great job of making the block.
He seemed nonchalant for a second, like he was just going to kind of decide what to do, and then threw all of himself in to make that block. So it was very well disguised, it seemed like, too.
He's done a good job blocking tonight.
He's in motion, Young is. Goes past his quarterback, handoff Zakowski, ducks his head underneath again to the 34-yard line. He will gain 7 on first down, and a flag comes in late. And we'll see who that's against. Russo's at the bottom of the pile. He was mixed up with Zakowski. And somebody maybe kicking down there, pushing the pile. We'll see who this is against.
I'm gaining
It's
15,
against Russo.
I think, against the Storm here. That's
Personal foul, and it does cost Scarborough 15 yards. That almost always goes against the defense in a situation like that, it seems.
I think it was a case of bad linguistics, is what I'm guessing here, Rob. I think somebody said something there, because I didn't see any physicality at the end of that.
Now they'll move the ball up near midfield. In fact, the ball is sitting right on the 50-yard line. The red, white, and blue stripe here at Fitzpatrick Stadium.
Yeah, illegal use of tongue.
Scarborough has not been penalized much tonight. In fact, that may be their first one. But it's a big one. There goes Young in motion, the ball at midfield. The pitch, Volger trying to turn outside, and he was chased down by Elliott. Elliott helped out on that tackle. Volger did get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe move the ball a half yard or so. That's what he gets.
Elliott said, I've seen this one. Last time I saw it, we were lining up to defend the extra point.
Good speed by a guy 6'2", 215 to chase down Nick Volger.
Came right down the line that time, nice and flat, made the play. That was the touchdown. That's the same play they ran for the touchdown, the 62-yard run.
4:07, clock ticking here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, third quarter. Brett Howell back in the game. He is wide, the lone wide man to the far side. 3 in the backfield. And in motion is Volger. They'll hand it back on the misdirection inside. Javen Young has some room, bursts across the 40 to the 35-yard line. Brendan Smith will stop him there, but Portland moves the sticks again, and they are really moving the ball well on the ground tonight.
They've got the run game going, using all facets of it, using all the different components of that wing T offense right now as they're protecting the football here in the second half a lot better. This drive has been impressive. Started at the 8-yard line. They're down to the 35-yard line of the Red Storm.
Nielsen wide, far side. Howell is shifted to the near side now. Zakowski behind his quarterback, Ruin. They will fake the handoff to him and give it to Volger, who sheds a tackle in the backfield, but can't get by Dylan Russo at the 33-yard line. That gained just 2.
Well, that one blew up in the backfield early, and that gave Russo time to come up from his safety position and make the tackle. He closes very quickly from that safety position. He's making tackles at the line of scrimmage. You think maybe they might play action pass him, try to hit the post.
Ruin's just thrown the ball a couple of times tonight. They have really depended on that ground game.
Yeah, they got 2 tights and wing here. This is one formation.
And the handoff again up the middle. Zakowski through a hole between the guard and the center. Did he lose the football? May have come out at the end. Oh, he still has it. And he gets across the 30-yard line, and that'll be a first down as well. The way the referee came running in, I wonder if the ball came out, but Zakowski came away with that, and they'll move the sticks.
Well, the other thing I think I saw is, as you did, Rob, somebody went in the pile late. Typically, that's a loose ball. I think somebody was just finishing a block and kind of threw us off.
You know, with 5 fumbles so far in the night, you have to wonder. But none here in the second half. Knock on wood if you're a Bulldogs fan. They've done well protecting the football. Here's the handoff, double handoff. It goes back to Javen Young, and Young can't get outside as he was lifted up and planted. Ben Greenberg in to make that stop.
Well, boys and girls, if you're watching at home, you got a young football player at home, you want to teach him how to tackle, watch number 11 on that play right there. He came up, got within 3 yards, broke down, finished his block, drove the hips. That was a classic open field tackle right there.
You sometimes worry about players over pursuing in situations like that. Greenberg stayed exactly where he should have been, keyed right on Young, and met him near the line of scrimmage, held him to a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8. Abe Marr in the contest now. He's the tailback. He's in for Volger. And they'll give the ball Zakowski, trying to turn inside. He was hit there by Travis Elliott, bounced off him to the 26-yard line, or take that back, right? That'll be about the 16-yard line. Gain of about 4, so a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Well, this has been the part of the game that the Bulldogs have lacked a little bit tonight. They have not finished when they've had long drives, other than the first drive that they had. They've given the ball up. So far, so good here for them here in the second half and ball protection.
And boy, do they chew up clock. 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Zakowski, the lone man in the backfield. They'll give it to him. Nothing doing. Right into the pile and driven backward by the Red Storm. Short of the first down. 4th down coming up now for the Bulldogs.
Well, one of the things they're trying to do is spread them out on the perimeter and then sneak the fullback up inside. But at this time of the season, the Red Storm have gone to school on that. They have an idea that that's going to happen there. They make a defensive adjustment. They pinch the tackles down inside. Travis Elliott had a pretty darn good game inside here for the Red Storm. He was there again.
Now, if you're Lance Johnson, you might be screaming out at your Red Storm, watch the hard count. It's worked twice tonight. Ryan Ruhlin runs it well. We'll see if he does it again. Maybe come back with a quick count here. Ruhlin going right up the middle. He's got Marr and Zakowski in the backfield. And it looked like it worked again unless someone moved. Did someone move in the offensive line is the question. Or did they get Scarborough to bite for the 3rd time tonight? They did. 1st down, Bulldogs. And there's got to be steam coming out of the ears of the Scarborough coaching staff. So they've only had 1 infraction outside of the offsides, but 3rd time now they've been whistled on the offside. And the ball now just beyond the 10-yard line, so it is possible for the Bulldogs to get a 1st down here. 1st and 10.
I held back on stating the obvious from my color analyst position, Rob, on that. I think the fans know.
Zakowski in the backfield. And that's Marr still out there with him. There's Abe Marr trying to go up the middle, and he is hit and dropped by a big man, Alex Miller, 75, the 6'1", 205-pound senior.
Well, that wasn't Miller light. That was that was Miller heavy. he came flying down the inside. Wow.
Not sure about the taste, but it was certainly more filling, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. 19-14 is the score. Portland with a 5-point lead and threatening for more. We'll have it for you the fourth quarter right after this from Fitzpatrick Stadium. You're watching high school football on PressHerald.com.
Is your local school or group looking to raise money?
Our goal at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise you the most amount of money in the shortest period of time, hassle-free.
It's brought in thousands of dollars to our program. It's allowed us to elevate our program to the next level.
The customer service that we get from the employees at Maine Athletic Fundraising, guiding us through the entire fundraiser, is second to none. So we're able to have a great fundraiser, have a great time doing it, involve the community, and at the end of the day, raise the most amount of money in a short period of time.
Every day, thousands of people meet their perfect match online at BerlinCity.com. The car of your dreams is waiting at BerlinCity.com, and the best is yet to come.
Portland Bulldogs back on the field. They're heading from the sideline now at Fitzpatrick Stadium as we start the fourth quarter. 19-14, they have the lead. Rob Kennedy, Rob Munzing here. So watching this on the Portland Press Herald website. It's been a great game so far. Back and forth. The Bulldogs' 19-14 lead is their second lead of the game. Both teams have had the lead twice. And the Bulldogs looking to extend that and make it a two-possession game. It's a second down and 9. The ball just shy of the 9-yard line.
Big defensive series here for the Red Storm. They've got to get something going here defensively.
It's the I formation. They turn to Zakowski. Zakowski forced outside as he was hit by Brendan Smith immediately. Smith couldn't make the tackle, but he certainly disrupted the run by Zakowski. He was eventually taken down by number 87, Merrick Madden. Minimal gain there of a couple of yards. 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's a tester here for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 6, 2-down territory, you would have to think. I don't feel that they've got confidence in their kick game for a field goal, although that would be a good call.
So if they get the ball centered in the field, maybe. I think from the hash mark, though, that would be extremely difficult. Volger is the man in motion from that wing position. They will pitch it to Young, trying to turn the corner. And there's not much room there. He's taken down and drilled by Merrick Madden. His 2nd big tackle in a row. And that lost yardage. 4th down coming up.
3 good plays by the Red Storm defense, one at the end of the 3rd quarter, and back-to-back to open. Then they're going to throw in the tee, so they're going to look at field goal right here. The ball's going to be placed at the 7, 27-yarder.
It's Reichert, the kicker. He certainly has the range. So he will kick it. Looks like from the 15 is where they're going to put it down. So 25 yards. Reichert, a straight-ahead kicker. The ball just off center to the right side. Let's see if he can angle it through. High snap. The kick is up, and it is no good. So it remains a 5-point lead, 19-14. It's a tough kick on a windy night, especially when you have to angle the football.
Well, there was the Red Storm defense answering the call right there. A touchdown at that point. Wouldn't say the game would be put away, but it would make it very, very difficult. So the ball will come out after a touchback. That's a touchback, Rob, on a kick here. So it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Got some scores here at the end of the 3rd quarter. Sanford leads Wyndham 19-7. Greeley 28, Mountain Valley nothing. Lawrence leads Coney 21-6 after 3.
Rams have hung tough in that game as they were down 14-0 quickly.
Brunswick big on Oxford Hills. 41-7. Jensen going wild, I'm assuming, there for Brunswick.
Safe assumption. Oxford Hills has really developed this year, but not quite in the upper echelon to play against the Dragons. Shotgun sets. Madden is the man in motion. Russo will keep this and cut outside of the 30-yard line. Look at him go. 35-yard line, pushed out of bounds at the 39. A 19-yard gain for Dylan Russo as he averages 10.3 yards a carry.
Well, they faked up left side off the shotgun. Quarterback lead play came to the right side. Big hole there. They had good line splits there. And you can see what Russo can do. He put some guys, gave some moves to the guys, and they got flat-footed.
10:20 to go. Clock stopped as Russo went out of bounds. 4th quarter, 19-14 the score.
Ooh, 55-12 Deering over South Portland.
The Rams are back. Horrible start to the year, but this resurgence has been nothing short of remarkable. Madden in motion. They'll hand it to him on the way through, turning the corner with Zakowski in pursuit, and he'll make headway here. Outran everybody to cross the 45-yard line to the 47. Zakowski's still down on the 30-yard line, gets up and limps away a little bit, but he looks okay.
Boy, he came galloping. That was a gallop to the left side. That was a hop along Cassidy coming to the left side.
They gave 8 yards on the play to Madden. More known for his receiving than his rushing. It's a 2nd and 2. LeClaire wide, trips to the near side now. One man in the backfield is Kenny Adams. He is right next to Russo. There's LeClaire in motion. They'll fake the handoff. Russo takes it, trips, but does get the 1st down. Looks like he slipped to the 49-yard line and fell ahead to the 50, but that'll move the sticks for the Red Storm.
Yeah, that play had more potential there. You can see what they've done. They've said, okay, who's our ball player? Russo. He's going to get the ball. We're going to go in shotgun. We're going to let him create, and you can see that they're doing that. They're spreading the field out, and they're doing a lot of things that they haven't done yet so far today. They had success early with LeClaire running the power game. Now they've spread it out.
Only one score here in the second half was the 62-yard touchdown run by Nick Volger. The pass attempt no good. 19-14 still the score.
What are we getting, a replacement of the ball possibly? They're saying his knee's down. I'm guessing that might be the placement. Remember, Rob, you called this trip.
Yes, they already have moved the chain, so it's a 1st down for Scarborough. It's just a question where exactly the ball will be placed. It looks like it's just shy of midfield, and that is where they'll place it. The 49.5-yard line.
I'll tell you what, once those chains move, there's no do-overs in football in high school. There's no going back to the, you're not going under the hood.
They'll wind the clock, 9:26, still plenty of time here in this contest. Both teams with all of their timeouts. LeClaire well behind his quarterback. Receivers to each side. Viola's on the near side. They will hand it LeClaire. He will come right, and he will be hit by Volger near midfield, and he'll carry the Portland man ahead a couple of yards. Gain of 3 there, 2nd and 7. Actually, might give him 4 on that. Nope, they'll move it back. 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 coming up.
A little brisk here tonight. Want to thank production crew Brittany and Nate here up in the press box. A little cold. They're right in front of the open window that we have here.
October 12th here. It's as cold as any November game that I've been at Fitzpatrick Stadium. That's been a great contest. Shotgun formation. They'll fake the handoff this time. Russo's keeping this, and he will run over a Portland tackler, spinning away to the 37-yard line. You can tell Dylan Russo wants to take this game over for the Red Storm.
You're right. Remember we talked at the top, Rob, about this being a big game for both teams and the big plays would have to shine. And certainly that's what Russo was attempting to do here, as it's been almost all him in this drive. And this drive started after a field goal. It was a 25-yard field goal attempt. Ball went wide left. Touchback. Ball came out to the 20. So this drive started at the 20, now down to the 38-yard line of Portland.
Shotgun set once again with 8:18 to go. There goes Madden in motion. They'll fake the handoff again. Play action looking downfield. Russo, it's knocked away, turning around. Volger to knock it out of the hands of the intended receiver, Charlie Rabine.
Yeah, nice coverage here by the Bulldogs. They had everybody blanketed inside and outside. They tried to catch him unawares a little bit. Faked up inside on the quarterback keep play that they had run, released it down the seam, but it wasn't there. Good inside coverage that time by the Bulldogs.
Russo on the season came in leading his team in both rushing attempts and yardage, and averaged over 10.3 yards a carry. They didn't give him the ball to run very often in that first half, but he's done more so here in the second. Problem is for Scarborough, they haven't had the ball very often. Portland has controlled the clock here in this game. Russo himself, back to pass, flush, still on his feet, still rolling. He'll roll left, looking downfield, has a man open, that's complete, down to the 20-yard line. And Russo made that play happen as well. It's Rabine on the reception.
Well, a little magician act that time by Russo. He got back there. He got pressure early, stepped up, stepped back, found a crease, found a throwing seam, and got the ball out. Big first down there that time on what could have been a play that could have been a negative yardage play. Russo made something happen, and you got it right, Rob. He's going to be their man here, that's for sure. They've decided, Coach Johnson's decided, hey, he's got to be it.
It's a first down from the 20-yard line. Now she spotted at the 21. Shotgun set again. They will hand the ball off, and LeClaire, crossing the 20, gets down near the 18. Kept the feet churning and may have gotten ahead to the 17. Couple of yards, make it 3. 2nd and 7 coming up for Scarborough. Clock ticking at 7.5 to go in regulation time.
Well, we set this up, Rob, that it could come down to last possession. The way the Bulldogs have moved the ball, if they give up a touchdown here, they'll have plenty of time left to go on one of their drives. They didn't finish the last one, but they have finished. Certainly this has been more of a defensive big play in the second half by both teams. Let's see if the Bulldogs can dig in.
Viola and Meriden split out wide to the near side. Russo wants to keep this. He'll try to bounce out. He's hit from behind and held on to the football as Zakowski tried to jar it away from Russo and was unsuccessful. He didn't gain much there. Just go back to the line of scrimmage. Third down.
The old-fashioned student body right quarterback keep play as they put the blocking backs out in front, and certainly the Bulldogs were able to get their way through that and throw this into a big third down situation. 2 down territory, so you have to see what the play call might be. I expect Russo to create here on this play.
Trips to the near side. In the backfield is Rabine, it appears. Is that Rabine or LeClaire? 36. It's Rabine because LeClaire is the man in motion. They'll fake the handoff. Russo looking over the middle. Loads the gun. Touchdown. A dart over the middle. And that is Viola on the touchdown. And Scarborough back in front, 2019.
Well, they messed with the secondary coverage on that. The motion did it. You saw LeClaire, number 36, coming from the right to the left in motion. Changed the secondary assignments here. Viola was in the right slot. He ran right down the seam. They got the matchup they want. He ran away from the inside backer. They were able to drill the ball in there. Big seam to throw the ball into, and Russo didn't miss that one. He put it right on the money.
Red Storm will certainly go for 2 here, up just a point. With 6:23 to go, over half a quarter. So Portland with the ball back. It'll be up to the Scarborough defense to see if they can replicate what Dylan Russo just did, leading his team to some points. Can they show that kind of skill defensively? And that's
delay.
will be brought back 5 yards on the delay and make the conversion attempt that much more difficult.
80-yard touchdown drive, Rob. Very impressive. Took time off the clock here in the fourth quarter. The go-ahead touchdown drive.
Longest and most surgical drive of the contest for Scarborough. As really we've seen Portland control the line of scrimmage, control the football in this contest, and Scarborough striking when they needed to. The 80-yard drive. They'll spot the ball just shy of the 7-yard line. 2-point conversion attempt here. 2 in the backfield again. I formation. Russo will fake the handoff. He's rolling left this time. Russo firing it into the end zone off the hands of the receiver. Incomplete. And he was looking downfield. I think that was Brendan Smith, 44 it was. The first time they've thrown at him tonight. And he couldn't gather the ball in, so it stays 20-19 in this back-and-forth contest. Scarborough now with a 1-point lead.
That was thrown just behind Smith there, and that ball was gunned as he slung that one in there. That was a fastball, and Smith got his left paw on it. That might have cracked his hand. That was really thrown hard. Poor Smitty saying, hey, listen, I haven't really had a chance to warm up much here. That first one you throw me is about 4,000 miles an hour on a laser beam.
I'm not sure he has a catch all year, actually. To look up the stats again, but I think in doing the research this morning and into the afternoon, I don't think I saw his name as far as one of the receivers. If so, he hasn't had too many.
The surprising score in the state of Maine so far tonight, the Golden Bucks 13, Foxcroft 0 in the fourth quarter.
Foxcroft had only given up 6 points all season.
And they'd scored like 7,322 or something.
Their point differential, I think, was the best in the state. And down 13-0. Tough to go to play Bucksport, and I think that's probably their biggest rival in the conference. They've had some epic battles over the last 15 years, usually in the playoffs. Foxcroft comes out ahead more often than not, but the Bucks on top tonight. Here Scarborough's on top as the kick downfield. Volger takes this at a 6-yard line. And he will look to come up the middle. Dances past a couple of tacklers, gets to the 23-yard line, taken down there, and back comes the Portland offense onto the field.
Some good special teams tackling there on the kickoff coverage that time. That's a great job by the Storm to hold them inside the 30-yard line. That's what you always look to do. If you can get it inside the 20, you like it even better, but not even out to the 25. That's a great, great, great kickoff coverage team there that time by the Storm.
Scarborough just went 80 yards. The Portland Bulldogs looking to do something very similar as they are 77 yards away from pay dirt. They only need 2 points, though, to take the lead, but it's not a night conducive to the kick game. Bulldogs have missed a field goal and an extra point tonight. They've also made an extra point. Volger is out wide. Zakowski and Young in the backfield. There's Volger in motion. Zakowski up the gut, shifts back, and crosses the 25-yard line to the 27. We'll get about 3.
Again, not a pretty run, but an effective run there as they ran off the right side on the slash play to the right side, and Zakowski saw the flow going, cut it right back over the center, picks up 5 yards there, gives them a very manageable 2nd down and 5.
Love to see a playoff game between these two teams.
I think it'd be a good one.
It's unlikely given the way it'll line up most likely, but they are very evenly matched. It's been a very intense game on this chilly night in Portland. Young is the man in motion now. And Volger up the middle across the 30-yard line to around the 31. See they spot the football. The 31, 3rd and 2.
Well, this is a big 3rd and 2 because you're going to have a big situation if you don't pick up the 2 yards here. You almost have to punt the football, 5:21. You have all your timeouts. This is where coaches earn their money with their game management skills right here.
You know, Portland with a veteran coach, Jim Hartman, first year at the helm of the Bulldogs, but he's won a couple state championships the last 2 years with Yarmouth. So he's experienced. 3rd and 2. Zakowski's there in the backfield. He might get this. They will pitch it to him. As he turns outside, has plenty of room. The reason why, most likely a hold being called on the Bulldogs as the flag went flying in, and there it sits in the 35-yard line. This is coming back.
Well, pretty easy for us up here to call that one because we saw the time of the call. It's always going to be a hold. When that flag comes in from the side like that, you're going to get a hold. And
ball will go back to the 25-yard line and bring up a 3rd and around 13. Maybe even 14, depending on where they spot that.
Well, it's a spot foul. I don't know why it's taking so long to discuss.
Seemed relatively simple. Referee indicates that yes, indeed, it is a hold against the Bulldogs. And a personal foul called.
Well, that's why it was taking some
Yeah.
time.
So they'll mark off the 10 and then tack on the 15, correct?
Right. Yep. And that will, well, it's a spot foul, so I'm going to wait until I see where the spot is. Now we're going to come down.
Looks like that's going to be a first down.
Yeah, we're going to come 15 down for a first down.
I didn't see the flag at the end of the play.
I
For the
did
personal
not
foul.
either. I did not.
So I can't answer what the call was. Maybe a player hit out of bounds. It didn't seem like it. Well, I have to admit I took my eye off the play a little early to look back to see what the flag was. Once Sikowski went out of bounds. So the Bulldogs will take that. First down, just shy of the 40-yard line. Apologies that I can't clarify where that personal foul was, as did not see the flag thrown.
There was only one flag on the field.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the...
Did he call them both? He must have. The same
must have.
referee must have called them both. Here's the handoff right up the gut. Go the Bulldogs again. Nick Pelletier in to bend the Portland ball carrier backwards. And I'll wait to see who it was when they get up. And it was Young. Young gets to the 45-yard line, gains 5, second and 5 coming up. 4:34 to go, clock ticking. Bulldogs moving the football. They had a similar situation to end the first half. Came up empty-handed. Can't afford to do that here. Second and 5. Young is the man in motion, heading right to you. Handoff, Sikowski lowers his head, gets to midfield, close to another Portland first down. It will depend on the spot of the football. If they mark it on the midfield stripe, it'll move the sticks.
Well, you can stay surgical and methodical if you're the Portland Bulldogs. You're at midfield. You have 4:12 left. You have all your timeouts. You have plenty of time to negotiate this amount of field in this amount of time.
Absolutely no urgency at all for the Bulldogs needed. The clock starts again with 4:10 to go. Volger goes in motion from left to right now. There's the handoff. Sikowski hit near the line of scrimmage. Got a yard there, nothing more.
Well, that's good defense on first down. That'll make the second down call a little dicier for Coach Hartman here now. You may see Ruland in a pass situation, 2nd and 9 at the 49.
Woodbury and Pelletier both in on that tackle. And it is a 2nd and 9. The ball near the 48-yard line between the 49 and the 48. Right near the middle of the field between the hash marks.
You would like to pick the tempo up if you're Portland as far as getting the plays off.
3:30 to go. Clock still ticking. 3 to the near side, and that's where they'll bring it. Sikowski again, and Travis Elliott over quickly to bust up that play. Perfect read by Elliott.
Oh, right down the line of scrimmage. You saw the big cat move. That's what that was, a big cat move down the line of scrimmage by Elliott.
So it's a 3rd down and 8. It's a short 8 is what it looks like. About 7.5 realistically. And the clock's still rolling. 3:02, 3:01, 3 minutes. And the Bulldogs down a point, 47 yards away. Ruin under center once again. Young is the man in motion, coming right at you. Back to pass, Ruin. He has a man deep. It's Nielsen, and he hits him. Nielsen trying to dance inside, still on his feet. Nielsen will hold on to the football down inside the 9-yard line for a minute there, Coach Munzing. I thought he wanted to lateral that football. He did hold on to it, played conservatively. It's a first down and goal to go for the Bulldogs.
Well, we hadn't mentioned Nielsen much tonight, but boy, he was big when they needed him there. Ruland delivered the ball. He was wide open. How he got that wide open in that situation is beyond me, but he was wide open. Joe said, give me the ball.
Well, they bit in the play action. Ruland sold it well, and he hasn't thrown much tonight. In fact, only completes 30% of his passes on the year. But that one, picture perfect, and a great catch by Nielsen to go up and get it.
Yeah, he had to bend back and make the play. The ball was over his head. A cold night, hasn't been targeted much at all, but Nielsen was there when they needed and made the catch. And had they hit him in stride, he was in the end zone, that's for sure. So they've still got some work to do here. We're going to go back to what we said. Maybe the team with the last ball is going to come out of here victorious, and the Portland Bulldogs have been down here a few times, and the Red Storm defense has been stingy in this area. So we'll see what happens as we work through this one.
Portland calls its first time out here with 2:36 to go. Jim Hartman wants to stop the clock. Well, more football tomorrow. Thornton Academy is where we'll be here at PressHerald.com. Rob Munzing with Jim Toomey giving you the call of the Class A SMAA Game of the Year. 2 undefeated teams, Thornton Academy and Cheverus, live from Saco, Maine. get on the air right around 1:20 p.m., and that is going to be a barn burner. Huge crowd, big atmosphere. It's going to be an outstanding contest, and you can watch every moment of it live.
Yeah, I can't wait to be able to do this game. Some of you folks at home may know I had the opportunity to coach with Coach Wolfgram for 11 years at Gardner High School. In fact, I'm sitting right here next to his godson. My son Nate is John Wolfgram's godson, so a lot of good memories there. But we got work to do here, Rob.
They're making noise at Fitzpatrick Stadium on the near side, the Portland Bulldogs fans, with a golden opportunity for their team. Ruin looks at the referee and waits for him to blow the whistle. We have a live ball. Ruin under center once again. He'll hand it off. Zakowski up the gut. Nope. Hit back by Pelletier. And also Nate McClellan. Both stopping that play immediately.
Yeah. The Red Storm are not having anything to do with the spread. Zakowski at fullback. They're just not playing the wideouts. They're playing the man, so they're keeping the linebackers in because they figure what's going to happen out of that set is they're going to give the ball to the fullback. That's the third time they've tried to do it. It's the third time the Red Storm have stuffed them, and makes it a dicey 2nd and 6 here. We'll see what they come up with. Pitch Young, maybe?
Maybe. They got a lot of options, this Portland team.
Inside counter.
Nielsen to the far side, Pitts Young in the backfield. They've run this inside counter with him back there a number of times tonight. Maybe it's coming again. Zakowski is also there. Quarterback sneak, nope, hit immediately. And again, it's Nick Pelletier right over the top of the center. And timeout call. Looked like almost they're trying to spot the football in the middle of the field and maybe win this game or take the lead with a field goal. Dicey proposition on a night like this.
It is the way they've executed the kick game, that's for sure.
The kick would be much easier if they spot it in the middle of that field. And usually Reichert has been good from extra point distance.
Right, and that's what they may well be trying to set up, and there you got the quarterback sneak.
And this time the timeout burned by the Red Storm, as they want to make sure that if they do give up points here, they have enough time to get the ball back and bring it downfield.
Absolutely. So 3rd and it's going to be 3. They're right in the middle of the field.
And that would be extra point distance. And special teams have been a factor in this contest. The Bulldogs hit their first extra point attempt back in the second quarter. The Olas hit 2 out of 3. They didn't go for it the third time because they wanted to give themselves a 3-point lead, the Red Storm. Reichert 1 out of 2. And he's missed the field goal attempt from 25 yards from just inside the right hash mark.
Want to let fans know we'll be on our live stream account on Thursday night from UMaine, Alfond, and we'll be bringing you the John Bapps Orono High School game. That means a lot more now that Foxcroft is looking to be at a loss tonight. So here we go.
3rd and 3. Volger in the backfield. Also Zakowski. Ruin the quarterback. Zakowski up the middle near the goal line. Keeps pushing, keeps pushing, keeps pushing. Is he in? They have not signaled yet. And they're saying he's down just shy of the goal line. So 4th down coming up. And the ball on the 1-inch line for the Bulldogs with 1:28 to go.
Once they spot this ball, we'll get in on it as close as we can. You'll see it at home better than most people can see it. I don't think you can get any closer, Rob Kennedy. You can see it right over here. We've got a monitor set up on how close it is. It's a size, I would say size 10.5 wide, shoe size away from the goal line.
Well, here's the game then. You would think the Bulldogs go for it here. You like their chances better trying to go for it and pick up a half yard or not even than kicking a field goal. Timeout was called, I believe, by Scarborough. They haven't taken it off the board yet, 1:28 to go. It would make sense for the Red Storm certainly to stop the clock and not allow it to tick down.
Well, so you put your thinking cap on here. Zakowski's a pretty good north and south runner, but this is so close, and you get Ruland, who's been effective on the quarterback sneaks. I think that's what you're going to do. You're going to see Ruland take the ball, try to get a push. They'll wedge block up inside, Rob Kenny. What they'll do is they'll try to form an apex up inside, probably with the center, so that they don't give up any penetration at all. Now, what you got to make sure you do is that you execute. They get somebody coming in late. They'll need to get him to play in the snap count. So let's see, we're in it as tight as we can be here.
Green was the man who came in late. Ruin takes it, surges ahead. Should have it, didn't need much. Waiting for the signal. Touchdown! The referees wanted to make sure, but there go the two hands in the air. Ryan Ruin in from 1 yard out, and Portland leads 25-20, but still 1:28 to go in this contest.
And Russo on the other side has shown big play capability for the Red Storm, so yeah.
This two-point conversion attempt is huge.
Don't go for your cookies and milk yet. Wait 128.
And timeout called here now by the Bulldogs. They'll burn one of their remaining two.
Boy, this has turned into a good contest, Rob, against, as you set it up pretty well, Rob. Two equal teams here. These teams could play 10 games and go 5-5.
I'd love to see him play again, but the way it would look to work is that the winner tonight, whoever it ends up being, is going to likely be the 3 seed. The loser tonight, probably 4, and the off chance 5, which means they'd be in separate brackets, and unless a lot of weird things happen, probably wouldn't play again. It's too bad. This has been a very entertaining contest and precisely what we expected here.
And I'm not sure what the SMAA does, whether or not they have a rule in conference that all playoff games are Saturday games. I think they did that for a year or so. I'm not sure. I asked tonight, and everybody had a different opinion of that. So that's one of the things that we'll look to find out. We're certainly, anxious to find that out because we can stream live to the world right here from Fitzpatrick Stadium. And, of course, we're able to do that with our good friends at GWI. They're providing all the bandwidth for us here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, as they do also at Gardner High School. Remember, our good friends at GWI couldn't partner up with a better group than that. Better choices, more control. That's GWI. We thank them for their partnership with Munzing Media. They've put a great system in here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, gets us out to the world, and that's how we're able to bring you such great quality pictures in high definition. And GWI is a main company, very influential company in the what's called the 3-ring binder, hooking up rural communities here in the state of Maine with fiber optic pipeline and getting folks that normally don't get great internet service, they've got them getting streaming internet right out to the world.
Portland is 0 for 1 on two-point conversions here tonight. This one would give them a 7-point lead and really change the dynamics of the game. Ruin the quarterback. Volger and Zakowski in the backfield again. They will pitch it. Volger ahead, striding toward the goal line, did not get there. He was tackled near the goal line. Greenberg came in to finish the job, and it looked like that little stutter step Volger needed to catch and receive that football may have been enough to slow him down and allow Greenberg to make the play.
Yes, yeah, exactly right, Rob. That's a speed play, what you're looking for there with that speed pitch to the left side. The quick pitch, we call it, back in the 50s and 60s out of the old T formation. That's what they're running there, and they're trying to get around the corner as quickly as possible. But you saw the hitch in the step there, and that threw the timing of the play off, and not able to get outside, get to the perimeter.
1:23 is what remains on the clock. Scarborough has one timeout, but what they do have is a weapon in Dylan Russo, both through the air and with his legs. Depends where the Bulldogs get the ball here. Merrick Madden back to return. Ben Greenberg as well. They stand by the 15-yard line. Reichert to kick it away. His last couple have gone out of bounds.
Yeah, I was just going to make that point, Rob. You make a great point on that. Field position is very important here, and they have not really, the Red Storm have not been pinned deep in their territory after kickoffs at all. They've managed good field position out of the kickoff, so we'll see how this one plays itself out.
If there's any time to be able to drill one deep, this would be the time for the senior Kyle Reichert. 6'2", 267-pound, and right now he's the kicker. And he gets a good foot into this one. It's received by Greenberg at the 20-yard line. Cutting near the Scarborough sidelines. He will get good field position for his team. Did he step out first, or is he all the way up to the 43-yard line? It depends where they'll mark the football. Looks like he went out near the 41. But still, outstanding starting position for Scarborough, and they have 1:17 and one timeouts.
Our good friend Lee Goldberg has sent me an email as we were talking about our situation on Saturdays and what Lee has told me, and he's the guru of all this. All SMAA playoff games are to be scheduled on Saturdays unless all 4 teams in the bracket agree on Friday night. So we thank Lee, and that's the great thing about this social media. You ask a question, the next thing you know, you have an answer. Thanks, Lee.
The ball on the 37-yard line. They've moved it back, so Greenberg did go out of bounds. Russo, the quarterback, has 77 ticks of the clock. He's alone in that backfield. Viola and Madden wide to the near side. Back to pass, faces a rush. He'll take off with it himself, and he's going to get to midfield and across it to the 45-yard line. Taken out of bounds. The ball popped free, but way too late for a turnover. Russo was out of bounds. The play was dead at the 41-yard line.
Well, key the music and the songs to the Magic Man, because he's got the ball in his hands for the rest of this drive right here, Rob Kennedy.
He's out of bounds at the 41. Clock stops as he went out of bounds. 1:09 to go.
I know you're a music guy. Is that by heart?
That's
Have I
Hart.
got the right group? Thank you, Rob.
LeClaire to the far side. Viola near side. Lots of noise here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Greenberg out wide as well. Russo back to pass. Flushed again. He's going to be sacked in the backfield. This time they got to him. The Bulldogs make the sack back at the 46-yard line. 1 minute to go. Will Scarborough burn their timeout? They do. The sack made. I'm going to call number 56, but he is not in the roster. And Portland's had some number changes throughout the course of the year. They still have the original roster that we got back in September. So this happens quite a bit. And especially with an AD's change at Portland, sometimes keeping up with those numbers not easy to do. A lot of times players don't report the changes, nor coaches. So the ball back to the 46-yard line with 59.4 seconds remaining. Scarborough is out of timeouts. Portland has 1 left. They won't use it unless the Red Storm get in the end zone.
Well, Portland's playing more of a defensive prevent now, as they've loosened the backers and they have also loosened the secondary, so they're not looking for anything but big play capability. So they're going to play loose back there, not get beat up over the top.
Right.
They need to keep everything in front of them, make the tackle on a completion. They'll give them the underneath stuff, and certainly you got to consider that on second down. The Red Storm, they've got to pick up a first down here, so they might want to throw underneath and try to get a run after catch.
Viola the deep threat with Young on him to the near side. Man coming in motion, that was Merrick. Russo back to pass, no one open downfield, flushed again, dropped again in the backfield! And this time they can't stop the clock. That's Vernie Gale who leads the team in tackles, and what a huge time for that one.
Oh, well, that was a coverage sack. As we said, they dropped off, made coverage downfield, made the play.
Russo under center has to spike it. Stops the clock with 34.5 seconds left, but they have 4th and forever staring them in the mouth.
Yeah, they've got to get to Yarmouth. This is they haven't set the clock. They haven't set the distance yet.
No, it still says 3rd and 15. He can tell you it's a lot more than that. The ball is at the 46-yard line. They have to get up to the 32. So it's about 22 yards is what they need. Here's the game for the Red Storm. Russo out of the gun once again. Back to pass, throws it underneath, skips it, maybe caught, doesn't matter. The player is down, that is Viola, and it's a turnover on downs. The Portland Bulldogs are going to win this game.
Well, this was a worthy contest, and certainly you wondered after the first half with the ball being loose on the field and all that if somebody was going to win the game or give it away, and certainly teams came back in the second half, and this was a really competitive game. This was a game that was won.
And the Bulldogs held on to the football. 5 fumbles in the first half, not a 1 in the second. The pass is ruled incomplete. It doesn't really matter much as the Bulldogs can line up in victory formation, take a knee, and that will do it as the Red Storm out of timeouts. You couldn't get a game between 2 more evenly matched teams than we had tonight between Scarborough and Portland, and they'll have even records when they come out of this at 5-2. Ruling the quarterback. Takes a knee, but the whistle blew first. Clock has not started yet. And they've moved it back to 31 seconds. Not that it matters much.
No, it really doesn't, as long as you can execute victory.
All they have to do is not fumble the snap, really. As Portland Bulldog fans watching this webcast, finding some wood to knock on as I say that. The ball sets at the 46. Rulin ready again. Again, they're in victory formation. They don't fumble the snap. Rulin takes the knee with 29 seconds to go, and that should do it.
Yeah, they'll wait to under 25 seconds, spot the ball, so they won't have to snap it again. We had a really good game here tonight, that's for sure.
Well, it was the Ryan Rulin 1-yard touchdown run with 1:28 to go that gave Portland the 25-20 lead, and that's how it ended. They went back and forth. The lead went and changed 4 times in this contest. But the Portland Bulldogs scored the last touchdown with 1:28 to go. And as we said might happen, the team that scored late in the game would win the contest, and the Portland Bulldogs have done so. 25-20, the final score from Fitzpatrick Stadium. Rob Munsey and I back to recap right after this. You're watching high school football on PressHerald.com.
Is your local school or group looking to raise money?
Our goal at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise you the most amount of money in the shortest period of time, hassle-free.
It's brought in thousands of dollars to our program. It's allowed us to elevate our program to the next level.
The customer service that we get from the employees at Maine Athletic Fundraising, guiding us through the entire fundraiser, is second to none. So we're able to have a great fundraiser, have a great time doing it, involve the community, and at the end of the day, raise the most amount of money in a short period of time.
Every day, thousands of people meet their perfect match online at BerlinCity.com. The car of your dreams is waiting at BerlinCity.com, and the best is yet to come.
We are back with you at Fitzpatrick Stadium, where the Portland Bulldogs have put the finishing touches on a 25-20 win over Scarborough. These two teams don't play very often. In fact, the last time they played was 2008. It was a 13-12 victory for Portland that night, and almost as close tonight, the 5-point margin of victory, pretty much indicative of the contest. It went back and forth between these two evenly matched teams, but it was a 1-yard touchdown run by Ryan Rulin with 1:28 to go. That was the difference in this contest. And the other difference, too, really, if any stat stands out, we don't know the official number, but to me it was time of possession. The Bulldogs really handled the football very well in the second half especially. They didn't turn the ball over in the second half, and they kept the football throughout most of that third quarter. Put themselves on the scoreboard, being down 14-13 at the half, got 2 touchdowns to 1 over Scarborough in the second half, and that's the difference of the game.
Yeah, and, you know, it looked like it was getting away from them on the last drive as they gave up the big quarterback draw, got Red Storm in great field position, but the back-to-back sacks really were the key to that last drive there as they took over defensively after giving it up a little bit, came back, made the plays, able to hold on.
You can see what this win means to the Portland players and fans as they are celebrating with a student section here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Not sure they were singing or chanting. It wasn't very melodical, to be sure, between the players and the fans down there, but what it may have lacked in melody, it certainly had in spirit and enthusiasm. They're a happy bunch, and why not? Biggest win of the season for Portland, you'd have to say tonight, knocking off 5-1 Scarborough. What this means is Portland almost guarantees himself the number 3 position in the postseason, which means they'll play at least one game here at home.
And that's terrific for them because they're really, really good and strong here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. And stay with us because we'll be looking for playoff action as well, and certainly keep up to date with us on the Portland Press Herald. They'll let you know what games that we're able to go and play and as things go on. And don't forget, the big game that we have tomorrow, we'll be on the air at 1:20 from Thornton Academy as the Stangs of Cheverus will show up there with their 30-game win streak. They'll look to tie the South Portland record from 1995 to 1997, also held by Coach Wolfgram. He'll attempt to do that, and we'll be there for all the action of that. And the Trojans will look to have something to say about that game. I want to thank Rob Kennedy for a great call on tonight's game, and certainly Nate and Brittany here doing the production for us. They're a little cold, so we're gonna head for some hot chocolate here. And we thank you for joining us here on the Portland Press Herald. So we'll see you tomorrow, 1:20. We'll be on the air, same time, same Press Herald tomorrow. We'll be there. Good night, everybody.